again, that they do freeze the easiest.
And start to hit your brakes, of course, long before you know you've got to stop. I mean, just a week or so ago, I got hit by a car. Of course, the poor woman couldn't stop at the stop sign and just kept on coming. And it's a slow motion thing. I'm sure you've been involved in accidents before.
Yes.
It's so slow motion. You're trying to get out of the way, but there's nothing you can do.
You sit there and you just see it happening. And so that is a good thing to keep in mind when you're out there. You know, well, just driving in today, I had some people that decided that it doesn't matter what's going on, they can still drive the speed limit and faster. And I'm sorry, but that is not the thing to be doing in this kind of weather. You need to slow down, give a lot more space. You know, they talk about giving 2 seconds space between the vehicle in front of you.
Even more than that.
In weather like this, you're talking about, they're saying 10 to 15 seconds time between each vehicle. And that makes such a big difference. Here's our survival checklist. We got to bring them up to date.
We're telling people not to go out. I'm sure you have to go out at some point maybe to pick up some groceries if you feel like you need to do that before the snow really hits this evening. But there you have it. We've told you this over and over again. Every winter we give you that survival checklist. Here you go, the flashlight. Make sure you've got some blankets in the car, some booster cables in case you run into problems, some abrasive material like sand or kitty litter if you just happen to have some. If you have a cat, you've already got that kitty litter, or you can just put it in your car if you go out. And also a small shovel to help you in case you just get stuck in snow and can't get out.
You know, and sometimes people will think, well, I'm just going to be here in town. But you need it even if you're going to be driving just around town, because you never know if something's going to be a stalled vehicle or whatever. Have plenty of extra clothing, because get that stocking cap, carry it in the car with you at least, in heavy clothing and blankets. Susan Parsons now is standing by live down there at Rupp Arena. So Susan, tell us, bring us up to date on the latest down there.
No.
Okay,
Sky and John, I'm in the middle of a major snowbite fight here. I've got 15-year-old Josh and his dad. They came down to go to the flea market at Heritage Hall, and Josh keeps yelling, "Get the reporter." I'm saying that's a very, very bad idea. So as much as we've been talking about how difficult the snow makes getting around and how treacherous it can be, you know, it is kind of fun at times. You better not get me, and don't hide behind me. Josh is 15. He and his folks came down, like I said, just to enjoy the flea market. They think the snow's great fun. That's Josh's mom hiding behind our live truck. Hey, Josh, what's your last name? Adams. Come over here. Come on over. Let's talk to you. I want to hear the secret of a good snowball fight. How do you win a snowball fight, Josh?
Whoever gets hurt first.
No, that's not fair. Hi, I'm Susan Parsons. What started this fight? Oh, that was unfair. It's out of control. Josh is in big trouble tonight. Are you guys at all concerned? Are you at all concerned about the roads and getting home?
No, I'm from New York, so I'm used to this.
Yeah, once again, I noticed the folks we talked to, we've met a lady from Wisconsin, wow! None of them mind. At least dodging snowballs keeps you warm. What are you guys going to do tonight? Any plans? You're going to try and stay in?
I'll probably stay in the house, yes. And ground him.
Yeah, definitely ground him. Ground him if he hits me. Oh. Okay, goodbye. Drive safely. That was 15-year-old Josh Adams who hit me in the face with the snowball. It is cold, let me tell you, and it is wet, and I will go kill him if I get him. I think I'll have to make a few snowballs of my own now that I'm this wet. That's the situation here at Rupp Arena. We are still expecting some big crowds coming down for the UK Ole Miss game tonight at 7:30. They're still working hard to keep everything clear. If you do drive down, leave lots of extra time, leave plenty early, be patient because it's going to be very, very slow going. And I see the snowball fight has ended. I think we're going to have to declare Josh the winner since he got his mom, dad, and me.
Well, you're a good
Back
loser,
to you guys
though.
in the studio.
Okay, thanks, Susan.
Thank you, Susan. She has to learn,
Rough
don't
duty
get
down
involved
there.
in those. But you know, this kind of weather, as long as you're around the house someplace, you can get out and have some fun in it once in a while.
There's some kids out there having a great time
As long as
sledding
you don't
somewhere.
have
We
to-
need to go find them.
Yes, as long as you don't have to be traveling it. You want to stay home if you can. Brad has an updated forecast for us. Brad?
That's right, John. Right now in the background, you're seeing the latest satellite imagery, but Kim King has been back in the weather office putting together an updated graphic. The National Weather Service has updated its zone forecast, including this area. Take a look at this, especially for the southeastern part of Kentucky. The snowfall amounts now expected through Sunday should be around 18 to 24 inches. That's a lot of snow, especially for the mountainous areas down there with all those roads, especially in the higher elevations, are going to be impassable. Over the bluegrass area, the latest estimate is 10 to 14 inches of snow for the Lexington area, and that includes part of northeastern Kentucky, and 6 to 10 inches of snow along the Ohio River. And the snowfall is going to continue from now right on in through Sunday. There may be a possibility that there will be some sleet mixed with this snow in the southern portion of the state. So if you live down around the London, Corbin, Somerset area, you're talking about maybe 12 to 16 inches of snow down there. So it's a real rough weather pattern, and it's not getting any better here in the Bluegrass. Overnight lows are going to be falling into the, let's see, around 20 degrees here in Lexington, and tomorrow's highs are going to be only in the low to mid-20s. So all in all, it's a very unpleasant weather pattern for all of us here in the Bluegrass. So again, taking a look at that forecast, 6 to 10 inches along the Ohio River, 10 to 14 inches in the Bluegrass area, and maybe 18 to 24 inches for you folks who live in the southeastern portion of Kentucky. All in all, we expect to see a lot of snowfall around the area. We may break some records here, too. I'll have to check and see what that's going to do for us by looking at the old record books. Satellite map continues to indicate lots of moisture funneling into the Ohio River Valley, and that moisture is being converted into the form of showers and thunderstorms, not showers and thunderstorms, but snowfall, heavy at times throughout the region. And notice the darker shaded colors indicating those areas where the snowfall is heaviest, and the heaviest for Kentucky will be in the southeastern part of the state. 2 feet of snow is a lot of snow. Winter storm warnings are out for all of us here, not only for today, but throughout the nighttime hours and into most of Sunday. The storm system heading in our direction is moving slowly. It's going to take its time moving through the area, and all the time it's close to us, it's going to be producing a lot of precipitation. The national satellite map shows basically the same weather pattern, the movement from the southwest in toward the Ohio River Valley. Notice some improvement for Iowa, Missouri, back into Kansas and Oklahoma. It's going to be a while, maybe 24, 48 hours before we see some improvement here in central Kentucky. Now, currently a low-pressure system to the south is responsible for this, and that low is working its way. It's going to move right on in, very close, and swing right across the eastern part of the state, and from there it will move out along the mid-Atlantic coast and cause troubles for folks up in that area. Tomorrow you can see the position of it by tomorrow evening. In Virginia, the Carolinas, it's still going to be close enough to Kentucky, though, to make for snowfall for us. And once it moves out into the ocean, it's going to pick up more moisture because of the warm ocean water, and that's going to intensify the storm. It will become a nor'easter for the folks who live in the northeast. That's why they like to call them that, basically because the winds will be moving out of the northeast, bringing in lots of snow for the New England area. Again, here's our regional satellite map showing the cloudiness moving right in across Kentucky, and all those clouds are producing snow. Let's take a look at our 5-day forecast now. It's calling for some improvement for us as we continue to move on in toward Monday. At least the snow will have ended around that time. Daytime highs will be a bit warmer in the upper 20s, and by Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll be back to more seasonal normal temperatures in the upper 30s to around 40 degrees. But gosh, 24 inches of snow. That totals out to be how many feet, Sky?
I think about 2. You caught me off
That's an
guard
easy
here,
one.
but I think I can answer that question, Brad.
Well,
That's enough. That's plenty, isn't it?
Yes,
Brad,
it
let me
is.
ask you now, with all this snow still expected tonight, we're talking about then much heavier snowfall starting later on in the evening. Is that right?
Actually, there's 5 to 7 inches on the ground down in Jackson area,
Yeah.
and the folks down there at the Weather Service office predict that by 9 or 10 o'clock tonight, they will have an additional 6 to 12 inches to go along with it. So it's snowing
So it's
very,
just
very heavily.
continuous
Yes.
snowfall.
Well, because as
throughout
we
the
look
night.
outside, it's a steady snowfall, but I'm just, I get the feeling that it's even going to get heavier then.
It probably will.
To reach those
In
kind of
Lexington
inches.
at the Weather Service office, they're saying it's falling at a rate of 1 inch an hour here. So it's not going to take long for it to build up to pretty good-sized depths.
And visibility would not be so good out on the road if we keep telling people to stay put.
That's correct.
Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
Well, we have Jim Gibbons on the telephone right now. He's with Bluegrass Search and Rescue. Now, some of you may not be familiar with what that's all about. Jim, you have a particular service that you offer to certain people. Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, John, we're a volunteer search and rescue team, and we offer our service to doctors and nurses that can't get back and forth to work. And you can reach me at 299-9570.
Now, have you already been offering free rides, or have nurses and doctors been able to get to their appointed rounds today so far?
Well, we've just started this guy.
Oh, you have? Okay, just put this into effect. So how many
Right.
other people, in addition to yourself, are going to be offering these rides?
Let's see, there'll be 4 more vehicles, 4-wheel drive.
Okay, so you have, this is for doctors and nurses.
Doctors and nurses only.
If they need a ride, you're talking about 4 vehicles that are available. Is that here in Fayette County?
Yes, John, it is.
Okay, and the number again to write down is 299-9570. And I take it you all have 4-wheel drive vehicles, huh?
Yes, we do.
And you have done this, I know, through the last couple of years. I know at least, I guess, 2 years ago when we had the bad weather, you offered rides then, didn't you? I know you kept pretty busy.
Yes, we did, Sky.
Okay. Well,
All
thanks
right.
so much, Jim Givens, for keeping us up to date. And there again is the number for 299-9570. Doctors and nurses need to get to the hospitals and have to deal with people who get ill during the middle of snowstorms.
And we're going to have more coverage coming up in just a few moments, so stay with us.
America's most experienced home improvements company has a new name, Century 21 Home Improvements. Trust us to add value and beauty to your home with energy-efficient windows.
Now you can save money and time on new, energy-efficient, easy-to-clean windows from Century 21 Home Improvements.
And there's never been a better time to buy.
Get a big 21% off with our special introductory discount. Call now for a free in-home consultation.
Look at this. Old windows like yours, they stick, and they're hard to clean. They leak, too.
But our windows virtually eliminate air leaks.
See this ordinary window frame? It's screwed together. Leaks like a sieve. Think of that as wasted heat, wasted air conditioning, wasted dollars.
Now, our fusion welded frame. With these premium custom-fit windows, there are no leaks, so you'll save on energy bills.
And you'll save time, too, with windows that slide up with ease and tilt in for easy cleaning. Plus, the vinyl frames are warranted against rotting, cracking, and peeling.
That means you'll never have to scrape or paint again. You can trust America's most experienced home improvements company.
You'll get quality materials, quality service. Plus, we'll get the job done fast.
That's right. Our windows are custom sized before they reach your home, so no window spaces are left open overnight. That means installation is a snap in any season.
Call now and get 21% off. 21% for a savings of up to $1,000.
We offer convenient financing, and the price we quote is the price you pay. No surprises.
Century 21 Home Improvements. We'll always be there for you. You can count on it.
Call now for a free in-home consultation and save a big 21% up to $1,000 on installed windows from Century 21 Home Improvements. This is a limited time offer. Call 1-800-258-4700. 1-800-258-4700.
Selection with several finance options. That's what you'll find at Freedom Dodge Jeep Eagle. With over $2.5 million worth in late model inventory, we have the vehicle you're looking for. This week, choose from these specials. Drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or van from Freedom Dodge Jeep Eagle.
Freedom Dodge Jeep Eagle! An exclusive first look at George Clooney's new movie on Entertainment Tonight.
Welcome back to our continuous coverage of the storm of 96. The snow is still coming down, and as Brad just mentioned to us a little while ago, we're supposed to get what? Do you say close to?
It could be up to 14 inches
14
right in
inches
this
right here
area.
in Lexington.
Even
of course,
more to the south.
Yes,
so
definitely.
it's changing, and he'll be updating that forecast as we go on throughout this afternoon. And we're going to, one thing I should mention,
Yes.
I want to bring up to date, this
We've
is an
got a
interesting
fax
thing from the state police.
Kentucky State Police, of course, have been telling you about being very careful out there on the roads and not going out if you don't have to. This is another point to make. I'm sure that people are interested in information on the road conditions, but according to Trooper Glenn Walton from the Kentucky State Police, saying they're urging the public to listen to radio and TV. Here you are watching us now for the weather and the road condition updates, and refrain from such calls to the state police, such as, you know, can I get to a certain location, or how's the road going to be tomorrow? Of course, they can't predict that. They get so many calls to the Kentucky State Police that dispatchers can't actually answer the calls that are coming through for people in trouble, needing some attention because of accidents. So it's a good idea. I don't know if you've thought about calling Kentucky State Police about this information, but if you did, sometime in the next 48 hours or so, refrain from doing so and just watch us, and hopefully we'll get you the information that you need.
That's good advice. And what we're going to do now, Bob Hensley is standing by out at Kroger over on Richmond Road, Man o' War. Bob, how are you doing now?
You mean we don't have 14 inches already?
It's not here yet, Bob. It feels like it, doesn't it?
Paul has shrunk about a foot.
Paul, our videographer, of course, you all don't know, he's a very, very tall man. How tall?
He's
Almost
about
as tall as
6'4",
you are.
6'5", I think. He's
Taller
one
than
big
I am,
boy.
even with my hat on. Anyway, it is snowing out here. A lot of people out today. David is out and about today. David, what are you doing today?
We're about to go over to Fayette Mall and pick us up a inner tube and go over to Stonewall and go sleigh riding.
on an inner tube?
Yeah, one of those big tire tubes.
You got a four-wheel over there you're driving?
Yeah, my friend's got a four-wheel drive, and he's getting around pretty good.
He is.
Sliding around.
Sliding around.
Yeah.
You got to drive carefully here.
Yeah.
What's your friend doing today?
We're just been playing out in the snow. He likes this weather. I like it too. I'm just ready to go skiing.
You're skiing?
Yeah.
Well, you can probably go around here. Don't have to venture too far.
No, not anymore. Usually we have to drive all the way to West Virginia and go skiing, but looks like we won't have to go too far now.
So have you got the inner tube yet?
No, we're heading over there right now.
So you might have to have take a number over there. From what I understand, everybody and their brothers headed for Snow Wall to do some recreating today.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of people out there, so.
Yeah. David, appreciate you stopping by to talk with us.
Thanks.
Good luck. Drive carefully.
All right.
Yeah, it's a lot of people still out here at Kroger. The lines have diminished considerably. About an hour ago, there was what seemed to be a 45-minute to a 1-hour wait. It appears that most of the folks in there now are only having to wait about 20 minutes. Still have plenty of the staples in there: bread, milk, eggs. People still coming out as the predictions of snow escalate. It seems that more and more people are wanting to stock up for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, Bob, you know, I like that hat. It looks good on you.
I've had about 2 or 3 people offer me a couple bucks for it.
I'm worried about your ears, though. They're going to get
cover up
cold.
your ears. You can't hear us talk to you.
Wait about another hour, but on a day like this, no time for vanity.
Okay. Thank you, Bob.
Okay.
Thank you, Bob.
On the phone right now, we have Kenneth Robbins from London, Kentucky. He's a service station operator down there. Kenneth, give us an idea of what it's like in the London area right now.
The roads are pretty hazardous out here. That's still pretty heavy snow. That seems like they're scraping them, but it's not doing a whole lot of good down here.
You getting a lot of business today? People coming through?
No, not really. Gas has been a little bit slow. I'd say the grocery stores are pretty well packed down here.
Are you anywhere near the interstate where your service station is located?
No, we're about a half a mile either way here from the interstate, but.
What kind of reports have you been getting, some of the people that may have been coming in off the interstate or just from around town? What are they telling you?
They said there's been several wrecks here between the exits here in London, but it seemed like it's pretty well snow-covered on 75 when I went across it.
Mm-hmm. Does it seem like most people are trying to stay home or at least heeding the warnings about staying put?
Yeah, seems like there's a lot of them getting out to the grocery stores, the best I could tell. Looked like going by Kroger's and stuff today there.
Well, Kenneth, when did the snow start down there in London? Were you up and around when it started today?
Yeah, it was around 6:30. Seemed like when most of the snowfall started here. It snowed some last night, but when it started and it ain't really stopped since 6:30 here this morning.
What kind of accumulation do you have down there now?
It's really where they've scraped and stuff around here. I'd say we've got at least 4 inches, right here.
Okay.
Okay, but you'll be staying open for business, I understand.
We're going to stay open a little while. We ain't for sure yet what we're going to do.
Okay. Kenneth Robbins down there in London at a service station. Thank you for just giving us a little idea what it's like down there.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Well, now we're going to go over some winter driving techniques. Of course, we keep telling you to stay off the roads, but if you have to get on the roads, remain calm. That's one of those good things to keep in mind, I would say. Getting out there, not panicking at the last minute.
In this kind of weather, it's very easy to panic. So drive slowly. Again, these are tips that sometimes you say, why do you even bother to say them? Well, the reason is all of us are on the roads at one time or another, and we know there are some people who just don't heed that warning.
That's right. We'll be heading home tonight at some point,
right.
I do believe, and we want people around us to remember these things.
And then clear snow from around the vehicle before you try to move it, and not only around the vehicle, but remember to clear it off all of your windows. Some people get very lazy when it comes to things like that, and they'll just do a little bit on the windshield and maybe out one window. You need to be able to see all the way around your vehicle, and don't forget about the people behind you. You need to also clear the snow off of your tail lights so that people can see which way you're going to be turning and if your brakes are on.
Yes, and there we are, hard acceleration. Don't just gun it. Take it easy there and increase the following distance, of course, between you and whoever else is out there on the road this evening.
Increase that following distance. Stay back as far as you
now,
can.
Susan, I don't know if Susan has survived this. She's been out there outside most all afternoon, and she's just been involved in a snow snowball fight.
Snow in her face.
Right in your face.
Did you see that,
Yes,
Josh?
we saw that. We
Well,
saw that.
I'm ready. Charles, let me see that one. Look at this. We've been working. If I see Josh again, he's going to get it.
I hope you find him.
You better believe I'm going to hunt him down when this is all over.
You know, Susan, we need to tell people in case they didn't see that about 20 minutes ago, she got a snowball right in the face on live television during a snowball fight.
In that 3 inches of her face that we see right now, she got hit.
All of it was covered. Yes, we found a family. They'd been here. There's a flea market going on inside Heritage Hall. They decided to come out. They were originally from New York, so the snow doesn't bother them. They came out, enjoyed the flea market, and as soon as they walked out, the dad and Josh they were going at each other. And so we called Josh over, and he would not sit still to talk to us. I mean, we got right in the middle of the fight. His mom came over. He hit her while she was talking to us, so talking to me became a liability. And then right in the middle of it, I got powder in the face. Took me totally by surprise. Actually got down inside. I'm wearing about 3 different sweaters. Got inside my turtlenecks. Like I said, Josh, this has got your name on it. I've got, hey, what do I spot? That better not be a snowball for me.
It's not for you.
Okay, good. For someone else. What are you doing down here? This is McClellan Gaines? McClellan Gaines?
Yes.
Is that correct?
McClellan Gaines.
What brought you down here, McClellan?
Well, I come out to see how the weather was doing. And
How's it doing? You tell us.
so far, it's coming. Snow's coming, and I just came out to see how. Well, I'm driving safely, but came
Are
out
you
to
sliding at all?
Well, yeah, a little bit, but I slow down as far as out on the main streets. It's all right, but the little side streets are kind of tight.
Yeah, so at this point they're doing a pretty good job keeping the main streets, but once again subdivision streets are slick.
Yeah, that's slick.
Yeah. Are you at all worried about getting home? How far from here do you have to go?
Well, not too far. I'm off of Brazil's Road, so I'm just hopefully that we'll make it home safely and everybody drives safe.
Well, you hear now they're saying we may get as much as 14 inches. What are you going to do tomorrow if there's that much snow on the ground?
Well, I think I'll make me some hot chocolate and watch TV or you guys on TV. That's about it.
Hey, we like that. You said the right thing. Bring us some of that hot chocolate. That sounds good.
Sure.
Well, I'll let you get going. Thanks for stopping. Make sure I don't want that thrown at me.
I'm gonna take it home.
Okay, good. Because I was going to say I'm prepared to fight back if I get another snowball. Nothing like Josh catching me unawares. A few more things. Tip-off time for the UK Ole Miss game is 7:30 tonight. At this point, you've seen the security folks coming out. About an hour or so ago, we introduced you to 2 guys who have been out here working since 7 this morning. They were Mike and Fred. They've dumped some 7,000 gallons of salt on the roads so far. They're doing it by hand. They've got plows out here a few times today already. They've cleared these parking lots. Of course, there is parking back beyond here for the UK game. Rupp holds some 24,000. They're not expecting a capacity crowd, but you know a lot of people are going to come down. Streets and roads, folks, a lot of these roads surrounding Rupp are normally priority 2 roads, especially like High Street. That's pretty much been made a priority 1 for tonight. They're trying to keep things as clear as possible. That's the situation. We will be continuing to monitor the traffic from down here, the road conditions, the parking, and hopefully I won't get any more surprise snowball attacks. But I'm ready. Charles got me ready.
Better have that on hand. Of course, this is great snow for snowballs, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
Nice
actually,
pack.
Scott, you would think it was good. It's very hard to pack this stuff. I found that when I was trying to make them, because it's kind of icy and they're little grains, it doesn't pack as well. But let me tell you, you get one that's packed well, if you've got the strength, and it hits you in the face, it hurts.
It stings. It does.
Yes, it does.
Susan, I don't think you should be telling people you're ready. I'm afraid others are going to come down and give you a challenge.
They know exactly where you are.
Hey, well now, with Charles and Keith's help, I may be able to mount a real attack. It was just Josh caught us by surprise.
Okay.
But
We saw that.
We've
saw
gone
that
to school
live
on my little attack.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Susan.
I'm sure
We'll
we'll be talking to
check
you
back.
soon.
Okay.
Hold on to that snowball.
We're going to go down now to Jessamine Fire Department, where we have Jim Roberts standing by. Jim, give us an update on what's happening down there in the Nicholasville area.
Okay, we're in North Jessamine County, just outside of the Lexington city limits, and it's very treacherous out here. Harrodsburg Road is snow-covered. The county roads are very, very dangerous, and it's going to slow down any response for any emergency today tremendously.
Have you had to respond to many emergencies at this point this afternoon?
None out here in the North Jessamine County area.
Well, that's good so far. But everybody needs to be careful out there.
Right, and we'd like to also say in the North Jessamine County area that we have four-wheel drives ready to respond to any need that any of the medical emergency people need. We can transport them back and forth if they would just call 223-FIRE.
Okay, would you give that number again?
Yeah, 223-FIRE is what I heard.
223-FIRE, F-I-R-E.
Okay, and that's for people in northern Jessamine County?
Right, northern Jessamine County.
Okay. All right. We
Jim.
appreciate it, Jim.
Thank you for talking to us.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And of course, some of the malls, I believe, in the area are closing a little bit early because of the weather.
We're going to have an update on that as to which malls. We have some, we've already heard about some, and plus some bad news for UK basketball. We'll tell you about that after this break.
This here's old cowboy to tell you about the big January clearance sale going on down to your Circle J Western Wear. It's high price. A partner, that there is 50% off selected fall and winter apparel for men and ladies. Now listen here, this sale's going on now. So saddle up your horse and head on down to the Circle J Western Wear for their big January clearance sale. Exit 41 off and I-75 right there at London, Kentucky.
The African American Forum presents its third annual African American Ball, Saturday, January the 20th at the Continental Inn here in Lexington. This night will be filled with arts, culture, and entertainment. For more information, please call the African American Forum at 233-4555. Net proceeds from this event will benefit arts programs at Greater Lexington area elementary schools. Lexington, it just doesn't get any better than this.
This is what drinking looks like in Kentucky. This is what drinking and driving looks like. If you drink and drive on our roads, we're gonna get you. Get stupid, get busted. Helping to save lives in Kentucky, this message brought to you by Kentucky Highway Safety Leaders.
Maury Povich returns to mornings on January 8th.
Welcome back to our continuous live coverage of the storm of 96. Again, the snow is still falling. We're expecting quite a bit today in our entire viewing area, of course.
Dave Shore is with us right now. A little update on UK basketball.
Sort of a weather-related incident.
Weather's caused a casualty on the UK basketball team. Jeff Shepard, of course, the guard, the junior guard, he slipped on the ice, sprang his ankle. He will not be able to play tonight. Obviously, you know, Kentucky, a very deep team, a game tonight that they are expected to win very easily. But Jeff Shepard will not be able to play. News Channel 36 just learned that just moments ago that Jeff will not be able to play. He sprang his ankle, so they're going to sit him out tonight. He slipped on the ice apparently either early this morning or last night. Somewhere, we don't know exactly where, but obviously walking around campus somewhere, Jeff Shepard has slipped and fall. But Jeff Shepard will not play tonight. Of course, Kentucky an overwhelming favorite against Ole Miss tonight, and I'll be going down to Rupp Arena in just about an hour to bring you more of a pregame report from Rupp Arena a little bit later on. But if you're going to the game, give yourself extra time tonight because we expect the snow not to slow Wildcat fans down tonight because they want to go down there and cheer for a route. But we'll see how it goes, and we'll let you know how everything. I think you just saw at the bottom of the screen the Clark County basketball tournament. The championship game has been canceled tonight, so those folks that were going to go over there, please don't go. But as of now, the UK game is still on. They don't expect anything to happen. The Ole Miss team arrived on time. Now, that doesn't mean whether they'll be able to go back home after this ball game, but they had their shootout this morning, and we'll bring you more of that coming up later on.
Jeff Shepard out for at least one game. Then,
yeah, at least one game. We don't know how bad the spraying is, but it's going to sit him out tonight.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks. And now standing by on the phone is Sandy Heyman. We're mentioning the snow is affecting shopping in our area. A lot of people out at Kroger's and all the different grocery stores around being very busy there. But what about shopping for other items? Sandy is marketing director at Fayette Mall. Sandy, are you still open for business out there this afternoon?
Well, just for a little while longer. At 5 o'clock, we're going to close down the mall.
5 o'clock? Now, what's the traffic out there right now?
Well, it's amazing because it's fairly busy and there's a lot of people out and the parking lot's pretty full. Not like a typical Saturday, but maybe like a Thursday night or a Friday evening. But we have to think of the safety of all of the employees. We have a few thousand employees that work out here, and who knows what's going to happen with all this snow.
Sandy, I was out there at Fayette Mall earlier today, and I saw they were plowing and just continually plowing, and it's pretty hard, I guess, to keep up. You have such a large area of parking space there, and to try to keep up with that's got to be very difficult.
It is difficult. However, we've got a good crew that works with us, and they were on our lot at 5 o'clock this morning, and they'll stay on our lot, and then we'll just kind of see how things go.
All right, it's 20 of 5 right now. You're going to shut down then, I guess, about 20 minutes or so.
Right.
Okay, so
Okay,
Fayette Mall
Sandy.
will be closed as of 5 o'clock.
Yes, we'll have. Yes, thank you so much, Sandy, for joining us. Appreciate that.
Okay.
Now, also some other information. Lexington Mall will close at 5 p.m. today. That's according to the mall manager. Again, that's in about 20 minutes. And also, Somerset Mall has already closed for the day. I know Somerset's getting quite a bit of snow too.
Brad James has an update on our forecast right now. Brad, bring us the latest.
Well, it's hard to believe, John, but we're talking about a lot of snowfall in the bluegrass area. Not only that, but for the eastern portion of the state, the snowfall totals have been updated. Now they're up to maybe 2 feet of snow in the southeastern mountains of Kentucky by sometime tomorrow after all the snowfall ends. Well, currently outside right now, temperatures are kind of chilly around the region. This is what it looks like. Daytime highs are generally in the low 20s, and this is about what we're going to see. 23 here in Lexington, 19 up in Covington, 24 down in Jackson, 21 in Bowling Green, and over in the western part of the state around 20 in Paducah. Now over southern Kentucky especially, some sleet has been reported with the snowfall down there. The folks in Jackson reported some sleet down there around Somerset, also in Bowling Green. It's probably going to change over to all snow later on. But the folks in Jackson reported significant accumulations down there. About a couple hours ago, they were reporting about 7 inches on the ground in some sections, and they were expecting to get a lot more, so they might even have a foot on the ground or so by 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. That's heavy snowfall. Here in the Lexington area, we have about 3 inches on the ground. We expect additional snowfall tonight. We may see as much as 10 to 14 inches on the ground during the day tomorrow after it's all over. Should be a total accumulation, so it's a lot of snow. If you have to go out, use extreme caution, and actually don't unless it's absolutely necessary. Here's our satellite map today. It shows the developing storm system working its way from the southwest into the northeast right on into Kentucky. Now, it has a particular shape to it which meteorologists like to keep an eye on. This comma shape indicates a lot of moisture moving inland over cold air across the Ohio River Valley, and that's what's causing this situation. The center of the low pressure system that's causing this weather pattern is down to the south of us. It's right about here right now. Notice the warm front associated with it, extending into the western and southern portions of Tennessee. The cold air is to the north of this line. Precipitation has been in the form of rain to the south of it. Now, folks in Tennessee, even that far south, are going to see significant accumulations of snow from this system too. But the path of this system is going to take it right on in toward the Carolinas and Virginia during the next 24 hours, and just to the north of the center of the track of this system, that's where the heaviest snowfall is going to be. Sometime tomorrow morning, it should be moving into the southwestern part of Tennessee. Just to the north of this line is where we're going to see most of the precipitation. And it looks like southern and eastern Kentucky will be right in the direct path of the heaviest snowfall. Again, this snow falls in pretty narrow bands, extending from the north to the north, right on in through portions of the Carolinas and Virginia. And that's where we're going to see it. Maybe 12 to 16 inches from Somerset down through London, and as much as 2 feet of snow in the higher elevations of eastern Kentucky. And here in Lexington, again, we're talking about maybe 10 to 14 inches. This is the latest information we have. Kimberly King has been back there working feverishly in the weather office, creating new graphics for us. This is the latest. 10 to 14 inches. 10 to 14 inches here in the bluegrass area, 6 to 8 along the Ohio River. And again, it should be 18 to 24 over the extreme southeastern portion of Kentucky. We're still working on that particular map. So those are the updates for us right now. The winter storm warning remains in effect for a large area of central and eastern Kentucky for tonight and throughout most of the day tomorrow. The low-pressure storm system is moving very slowly. It's going to take its time moving through the area, and as long as it's close to us, it's going to produce a lot of snowfall for the bluegrass area, and not only us, but for everybody in central Kentucky. Now, this pattern not only will influence our weather here, it's going to cause troubles for a large section of the eastern portion of the nation. As soon as it leaves the Ohio River Valley, it's going to start causing troubles for folks in the New England area, so they're already beginning to brace for it in parts of Pennsylvania, New York, all the way up into portions of Maine. So this is what it looks like right now, a winter storm warning. Let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. It's calling for some better weather for us as we get on in toward maybe Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. This is today's weather map. Snowfall will continue, 3 to 7 inches by sunset. This is additional to what we already have, and our high has already been recorded at 23. Tonight's forecast map calls for more snow. We could see an additional 6 to 12 inches. Total on the ground by tomorrow should be maybe 10 to 14. The overnight low should be around 18. Right now it's about 20, 22 degrees outside, and the wind chill is 6 to 10, so it's going to be very, very cold across the bluegrass to go with all of our snowfall. And by the 5-day forecast is showing the snow to have ended on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, but then perhaps we'll be dug out, at least hopefully. I'm sure there'll be lots of rural areas where the roads will still be causing troubles, but we're talking about getting back to what we would normally call normal weather around Tuesday or Wednesday, with highs in the upper 30s to around 40 and overnight lows in the upper teens to in the low 20s.
There'll be a lot of fallout from this weather. I'm sure a lot of kids I don't know how concerned they are about whether or not they're going to go back to school on Monday, but it could affect a lot of businesses in our area by Monday, it sounds
That's
like to me.
true. Over the weekend, the businesses and the kids are probably disappointed that it didn't snow on Monday morning.
I was going to say the kids are very concerned whether they'll have to go to school on Monday.
I'm sure they are.
They'll be staying tuned. We'll give them an update on that, I'm sure, by Sunday night.
Oh, yes.
That's right.
Thank you, Brad. Now, let's go over to Bob Hensley, who is over at Kroger over on Manowar and Richmond Road. Bob?
John, things still hopping here at Kroger's. The lines have diminished a bit, but still a steady stream of customers making it at least easier, having an easier time finding a spot to park. Joining me now, one of their fine employees. David, how's it going?
It's hard and working busy, going up and down these hills with these carts and trying to get customers getting their carts. It's a pain.
Earning your money today, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
How long do you have to work today?
I've been here since 10 o'clock, get off at 7.
You're going to go home at 7?
Yep. And sit in the tub.
They're going to make you go, huh?
Yeah.
It's been crowded here, and parking has been at a premium, but it appears that there haven't been any real problems, no accidents here in the parking lot, nobody duking it out over one of these carts, which at times are hard to come by.
Yeah, they had at one time, they had 2 ladies that was going after one, but then after that, it's been pretty good. I'm surprised with the way the roads are, and surprised there hasn't been any wrecks or anything like that, or any fender benders.
Now, Paul and I haven't been here quite as long as you have, but we've been here a while. We've seen one heck of a lot of people come and go. And every time I go in to take an inventory, it seems there's a lot of food. Do you have an underground storage area in there you're keeping it? Because there seems to still be plenty of bread and milk and all the other staples that people need.
We've got in our back room, we've got all bread and paper towels and all that stuff back there. But it's going real quick.
It is.
It's going almost the meat department's almost completely run out. I went back there not too long, and there's hardly nothing back there at all.
How are the customers to deal with on a day like this?
They're doing pretty good. It's really surprising, being that we're running out of carts like we have, and we've been trying to go in and bring carts back in. They've been really nice. It's been real nice. I've had a couple of them that asked me about carts, and all I've told them, I says, best way is to go on out and get one yourself, or we're trying to get them in as quick as we possibly can.
Yeah. Got any big tips today?
Stay indoors. If you have to go out, make it an emergency. If not, stay indoors, because these roads are getting slick, and it's going to get bad.
And you're going to be heading home about 7?
Yeah, I'm going to be home about 7.
I assume you'll drive carefully, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't drive. I got my dad coming to get me.
Hey, you got a chauffeur. Dad, if you're out there listening or watching, you might want to warm the old car up now, because it may take you a while to get here.
Yeah, but it's like I said, just people stay indoors, because it's not safe to be driving out here.
Okay, David, thanks for talking with us. Good job today.
All right.
Okay, Sky, another one of the fine employees out here at Kroger. Been a hectic day for them, but it seems that all of them still have a smile on their face, and they're doing their jobs very effectively.
Bob, I would have liked to have seen the 2 ladies rushing for the same cart that he was talking about. That would have made a great picture.
Paul and I were witness to a couple of those episodes earlier in the day, and kind of the law of the jungle prevails on a day like this. There weren't any fisticuffs or really even a tug of war, but you could tell that both of them, they were each like about 10 feet from the cart and heading in different directions, and these were elderly ladies, and they picked up the pace.
You're not saying they became animalistic at all, are you?
No, didn't get to that point, but the loser kind of had a frown on her face for a little while, but within a couple of minutes, another cart became available, and she happily went in the store, went about her business.
A happy ending to the story.
Right. Thanks so much, Bob.
Okay.
Now, I believe Kim Dancer is standing by right now out in our parking lot, News Channel 36. She's going to be telling us about the weather ahead. Kim, there you are.
Oh, I like that cap.
Looks like you've been standing out there for hours. How are you?
I've been standing out here for a long time. Just call me the human icicle.
The human icicle.
Well, Sky, I don't know if you've heard, but I put my wool coat in the cleaners yesterday, so I had to run out to the mall earlier earlier this morning and get this hat, and I got this scarf, and I got this coat, and so I'm all ready for this weather. But I tell you what, we're in this parking lot, and look at all the snow we have here in our parking lot. You know, I'm from Michigan, so this, to me, is just like home. I love this stuff. I love all this white stuff here. And so I'm just, oh, I wish I had somebody out here to play with, because I'm like a big kid when it comes to all this snow. I was really surprised to see a lot of people out today, because it seems like I keep hearing, oh, no, we're getting all this snow. Oh, no, we've got to stay inside. But for some reason, people are really out. And let me show you something here. I've got this stick right here, this little measuring stick. It's about a foot long, and so it's giving us an idea as to how much snow we're actually getting. I want to show you something real quickly. Take a look at this. You see this? That is actually me. I'm out here playing in the snow and taking advantage of all this stuff. And earlier today, I went out with one of our photographers, and we talked to a whole lot of people. We wanted to talk to them about this whole snow craze. From trucks slipping and sliding to snow-covered cars abandoned on the road to traffic creeping slowly on the slick streets. Yes, old man Winter is here, and he's causing quite a stir. So what do you think about all this snow we're getting?
It sucks.
Candy Diniger scrapes her car. She's used to the snow and doesn't mind it one bit.
And people say, oh, well, isn't this awful? And I said, gosh, no. I said, I think it's nice. I don't mind it at all.
13-year-old Matt Ellis and his buddy couldn't wait for the white stuff to fall. They're having a ball.
I really like it. Playing in it and sledding. It's real fun. My mom doesn't like it. She had to go work, but that's okay.
Meanwhile, many Kentuckians continue to head out, hoping to stock up on food and other necessities. Over at Blockbuster, video customers are coming in by the droves, renting out everything in sight.
We'll probably rent 3 or 4. Between basketball games, we're going to watch some movies that are family-oriented.
And next door at Papa John's Pizza, delivery workers are staying on the go. Is this typical of a Saturday, or is it just because it's snowing?
It's snowing, everybody's at home wanting the pizza, you know, just taking it easy. I wish I was there, but I have to do this stupid thing in the weather.
Well, look who we stumbled upon during the midst of this winter storm. These guys do more than just fight fires. Firefighters at Station 16 on Man of War make room for the trucks. After all, they have to be ready to go in a moment's notice. Well, you guys are really talented here.
Yeah, they finally find something we can do.
Well, firefighters want to remind people in your effort to stay warm, if you're using a fire place or if you're using one of the portable heaters, they just want to remind you to be extra careful, because this is a time of year when people are trying to stay warm, and so they just want to remind you when you're using these heating appliances to try and be careful. Reporting live from the parking lot, Kim Dantzler, News Channel 36.
Back into the warm studio, right?
That's right.
Hey, Kim, I've never thought of you as an angel, making that snow angel out there.
Why not, Scott? I'm a perfect angel.
Why don't you, there could be some people who don't know how to do that. You should demonstrate it for us as we leave you out there. Show us how to do one.
I will do that.
Okay, folks, we're going to get to see this live now. How to make a snow angel.
Now, be careful with all the equipment now.
Okay. Don't try this at home, folks.
You lie down and just start. Okay. See, folks, where else could you see that? Thank you, Kimberly.
I can't believe she did that.
Thanks, now we know how to make a snow angel.
Come on in and get warm. We'll see you shortly. Okay.
We have some numbers we want to give you right now as far as if you're concerned about road conditions. We can tell you this much, though. Road conditions throughout Kentucky are just bad.
Yeah.
Road conditions, if you want to call the 1-800 number for Kentucky roads, it's 1-800-459-7623. Over in Missouri, 1-800-222-6400. And road conditions for Illinois, the number to call is 1-800-452-4368, just in case you have people traveling in those areas or whatever, and you may want to know about it.
And, of course, they're getting snow up in Ohio and also south of us in
Yes.
Tennessee, too, so you need to check on road conditions before
Whole
you head that way
southeastern
also.
quadrant and part of the Midwest. Everybody's getting hit today, it seems like.
Well, speaking of getting hit, Susan Parsons was hit by a snowball
she
not
ever.
too long ago. We're going right back down. There she is once more with that famous
Still
fur
smiling.
hat there, her hood out there near
Famous
Heritage
hood
Hall.
on my jacket. That's why I bought this jacket last winter. I was having Christmas at home in California, and I said, My mom said, what do you want for Christmas? I said, I need a jacket with a hood, and look at this. It is important I have this because I have lost feeling. I lost feeling in my feet hours ago. It's gone in my fingers. My legs are freezing. And you tell that Kim Dantzler, because she was just outside our studio, I would make a snow angel too, but I'm going to wait till we're done today because I would get wet. At this point, I don't think of the snow so much as fun as just cold. Now, a few other people out here, I told you earlier there's a flea market going on in Heritage Hall. Some vendors are going to be staying till 7. Joining me now is Norma Lawson. Norma has to drive back to Louisville tonight. Norma, how is business today, and are you worried about the drive?
Yeah, I'm worried about the slick spots because I don't like it.
Now, your van is pretty loaded down. Do you think that will help give you some weight? And
I think so because I've got a lot of heavy grid, and it'll help.
I also noticed here you brought your grandsons. You put them hard at work scraping on the van windows.
Yes, I did. We need to get it cleared off so we can get out of here. I'm going to try to get home before it gets too dark.
Yeah, well, make sure you drive carefully, especially with the little ones in the car. And good luck. Oh, how was business today, by the way?
Well, I had a pretty fair day today. Pretty fair day yesterday, considering the weather.
Okay, so once you take the weather into account, you can't complain.
Yeah,
but
I really couldn't. I would have liked to have done better, but, you know, you can't control Mother Nature.
Well, you have a safe drive home. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Well, earlier, Sky, you were talking the last hour I got into a snowball fight. I didn't want to be in the snowball fight, but Josh, the crazy 15-year-old Josh, hit me. Jesse was at home watching on TV, thought it was so funny, he got out and came down. Jesse, how are the roads?
They're very slick out there. Main Street's very slick. Everybody's sliding. There's salt trucks out there. Be very careful, and especially over by Brian's Inn, because me and my friend went out there earlier today to do some things, and we got stuck and we had to get pulled out. So it's very dangerous out there, and be very careful.
Okay, but obviously you hearing us out here saying that didn't pay off. You decided to come down and see it firsthand.
Yeah. It's nice out here. It's been about 2-3 years since we had snow this much like this because it's been so deep so long. And I mean, I love snow, but when it gets so dangerous, you got to be very careful out there.
Okay.
Very careful.
Well, you be careful on your way home, and thanks for coming out and saying us hi. So anyone else who saw Josh nail me with the snowball, you don't need to come down. You can call and let me know later. Now, I do have some practical information I want to give you. You know, the UK tip-off is at 7:30 tonight against Ole Miss. We have been checking in with the security company here, have been following how they're trying to keep the lots clean. Basically, what we are being told at this point, as soon as they clear the lot up by the Hyatt, they come down here, clear the lower lot, they go back up, that lot is covered again. So if you are coming to the game, and we know that several thousand people are going to be headed downtown despite today's stormy weather, you want to allow lots of extra time. No, these folks, they've been out working since 7 in the morning trying to keep these lots clean. When we first got here at noon, they had the plows going. They were beautiful. Within an hour, they were covered again. It's just the same old thing. I know they're getting frustrated by the amount of snow, but they are doing everything they can to make tonight, when you have all the Cat fans coming into town, to make everything go as smoothly as possible. If you are headed down and you're worried about is Ole Miss going to get in, they are in. Keith Spalding, our sports department, saw them doing a shoot around about 11:30 or noon today. So they're here. Game is a go, all of that's a go. If you really want to come down and see them, allow lots of extra time, and know they are doing the best on these lots, but they are very frustrated right now in the lots. As you see even here, you've got several inches of snow building up, and there's some ice. It's slick. This is all falling. They've already cleared this a few times today. So that's a situation from down here behind Rupp Arena. We'll continue to let you know how things are going. Oh, and one last note on the snowball fight. Last time we were on, I had my snowball. I said I wouldn't be caught unaware. Sure enough, a guy from the security who gave us the update on the lots yelled at one of our videographers, turned around. He fortunately hit me in the stomach this time, and not the face the way
That's
Dutch.
better than the face.
But I had to fire mine at his, so I've lost my good snowball.
Susan, you need your own security now, I would say.
I think I'm going to now. The snowball thing has kind of taken on a life of its own.
What about the 2 men that you've been talking through? Are they still on the job? The men
Fred
who
and
are
Mike,
working to clear? They're still at work.
Fred and Mike are still hard at work. We're hoping they're going to get home, but with the way it's coming down and knowing everyone's coming in for the game tonight, realistically, they may be here through the end of the game.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Susan.
Thanks, Susan.
Appreciate the
We'll
update.
check back with you soon, I'm sure.
Danny King is down in Berea. He's been listening to us this afternoon, and he's here to give us an update right now by the telephone. What's it like down there south of Richmond in Berea?
Hello, John. Yes, the weather's pretty bad down here, and it's getting whiter all the time. But I would just like to call and comment on Channel 36 and the news team for the great job that you all are doing this afternoon, and just tremendous job. And I was listening a while ago when you were talking to Trooper Benton about the accident here in Madison County, and if it's the same one that Skipper was talking about, I happened to come up on that accident, and it was pretty serious.
Where was it located?
On 421. And it's about 7 or 8 miles out of Richmond. And the man's wife said that she had told him to stay home, but he wanted to go to Richmond, and it turned out it was a pretty serious accident. So it's pretty bad out there.
Well, that's good advice coming from you again. I mean, we continue to say it, and yet people, they think it's for someone else to stay inside, and I guess you learned firsthand, stay out of there if you can.
Yeah, well, I pastor a church, and you know, I'm not canceled a church off yet, but it's it's getting pretty bad.
Right.
And,
are you located out in the
But I wanted to say, how much that I appreciate the coverage that you all are doing. And even back, when the tornado hit in Jessamine County, I guess it was, and I watched you all, and you did a tremendous job on it. And I just wanted to call and comment on that. And I've been watching you all about an hour and 45 minutes or 2 hours, and you're doing a great job.
Well, Danny,
and I told my wife,
that.
I said, I'm going to call them and, just make a comment on how much that I appreciate, the coverage that you all are doing.
Well, thanks so much, Danny,
it's
for
getting
watching.
wider all the time over here in Berea.
Okay, well, we'll
it's
keep in
keep
touch,
coming.
I'm sure.
Enjoy talking to you all.
Okay, thank you so
keep
much,
watching.
Danny.
We'll be on the air. Okay, thanks.
Okay, let's take a look now. Full screen, we've got some more information that we would like to share with you at this time. Again, the survival checklist, we've shown this before, but we know our audience continues to change, and these are just some things to keep in mind. One thing you want to have, and even if it's just here in town, folks, it's a good thing to have because it's sunset time now. It's going to get darker out there, so have a flashlight. Make sure you have blankets. Another reason to remember that, even if it's just in town, even if you're going to the ball game tonight, have those blankets with you because you don't know if you might be involved in an accident or your car is stalled or whatever, and it's a good thing to have that so that you can keep warm. That's the main thing.
Of course, the booster cables that you should probably always have in your car no matter what the weather. Then some abrasive material, some sand or maybe some kitty litter. We have a lot of cat lovers in our newsroom at this point. We have a lot of cat litter.
Newspapers will also work. I have often told people, carry extra newspapers with you because you can always put that underneath, and that'll help you get some traction. Plus, it gives you some weight in the car, which is always helpful in a lot of snow.
And then a small shovel. You never know when you might have to dig somebody out yourself or somebody else you might run across when you're out driving. Of course, the game is 2.5 hours from now. I'm sure people maybe need to start heading off pretty soon in order to get downtown.
On one hand, we're saying don't drive, and on the other, we're saying if you're going to. After all, it's the Wildcats.
Definitely.
Bob Hensley is over at Kroger there on Man of War. Let's go back out to him. He's got an update for us.
Well, John, they still have food here.
The food update. Thank you very much.
Paul and I have seen hundreds and hundreds of people come and go here this afternoon. They must have had it stored up because they still have milk and bread and many of the other staples in there. They are getting a little bit low on the meat, they tell us, but there's still food here. And people are still coming to get it, although the lines, in fact, you can walk right up now and be out in 10 minutes.
That's not bad. That's quick shopping now, huh?
No, very quick compared to the way it was a couple of hours ago when you had to wait about 60 minutes to get out. But this is, of course, one of the Kroger superstores, and they've got 18 lines in there. So they're able to process a whole lot of people very quickly.
Bob, does the snow seem to be coming down heavier now, or is it about the same since you've been out there now for 3 hours?
John, we're having some little difficulty. Could you repeat the question, please?
Okay, I was just curious if if you feel like the snowfall is becoming heavier, or is it about the same as it was earlier?
It's about the same. It's still a small flake, so to speak, but it's just the steadiness, and I'm sure you can tell it's starting to accumulate out here. Paul Brown is shooting some of the cars now, and there appears to be a good 2 or 3 inches on some of them. But I think what's most important is that it's very cold out here, and although there's a lot of salt out on the streets and in many of the parking lots, it's getting very slick. Fortunately, people are driving very carefully, taking their time, and driving defensively, as the saying goes.
We hope so. Well, Bob, it looks like that parking lot is just as full as it was when we checked in with you a couple hours ago.
How's it going? They're saying hello to you, Sky. Yes, the parking lot is still quite crowded. It's not quite as crowded as it was a couple of hours ago. A lot of the people driving in now are able to find a spot relatively quickly, where a couple of hours ago some of them had to wait 10 or 15 minutes just to find a place to park, and that was what seemed to be a good distance from the store. But people are able to come in now, find a place to park, get in the store, take 15, 20 minutes to pick up the things they need, and get out easily within 45 minutes. But everyone today, even when it was crowded, is keeping their cool, very even-tempered. Of course, the employees here at Kroger have been pushed today, but they seem to be still in good spirits and working very effectively and very efficiently.
All right.
Okay,
Thanks,
Bob.
Bob, for giving us an update once again.
Speaking of updates, Kimberly King now has an update from the Weather Center for us. Kimberly?
John and Sky, as Brad said earlier, it looks like we're going to get even more snow than we thought early this morning. The accumulation amounts have been upgraded across the state. This is the satellite picture. You can see cloud cover across Kentucky and a lot of moisture to the south of us, and that's what's filtering up across Kentucky. Take a look at all that. That's all snow, not only across the bluegrass, but to the north of us, into Indiana and Ohio, to the south, in the mid portions of Tennessee, as well as to the east of us. And that's really where the heaviest amount of snowfall is going to be in the next 24 hours, between 1 and 3 feet of snow in eastern West Virginia and western Virginia. So if you were thinking about traveling today, probably your plans were canceled. At least that was the best idea, because it is terrible travel conditions right now. Currently, here's that low pressure. It was down earlier today in Louisiana. It's slowly beginning to track to the north and to the east. Now, it's not just this low pressure center that's causing the snowfall. We have an upper level disturbance that's across Kentucky. These two systems, in combination with each other, are causing this snowfall, and it's going to last overnight tonight. Really not much movement of this upper level disturbance. This low, though, is going to move a little bit closer by tomorrow morning, be in Tennessee, and then there's a cold front down behind it. That won't affect us, but by tomorrow morning, we'll be down into the teens. Still snow across the bluegrass, so those salt trucks have a serious night ahead of them to try to de-ice the roadways and get rid of the snow that's going to accumulate over the next couple of hours right on into tomorrow morning. The snow will go right on up into the Great Lakes area, just to the south of Wisconsin and Michigan. This is what it looks like as far as our accumulations. They've been upgraded to higher amounts. 6 to 10 inches in northern Kentucky, 10 to 14 inches in the Lexington area in central Kentucky and central eastern Kentucky, and then in southeastern Kentucky, as we've been saying all day, they're going to get hit with the largest amount of snowfall, now upgraded 18 to 24 inches. I think I'll have to head down there because I have never seen that much snow. I've never had to walk through it, but it certainly wouldn't be very fun. Winter storm warning is in effect all night tonight on into tomorrow for our entire viewing area. So, you know, it's not all bad. If you can get a sleigh and head on out to one of your favorite hills, that's the way to go. Maybe John and Sky, we can get you guys on a toboggan. I've been on one of those. They are terrific. Here's the 5-day forecast. The snow will end one of these days. By Sunday night, we're hoping it will taper off. Into Monday, partly cloudy conditions. Afternoon highs will be in the 20s and then 30s going into Tuesday and Wednesday. By Thursday, even though temperatures will warm into the 40s, it looks like we have a rain and snow mix, but we'll have a bit of a reprieve going into the beginning of the week. But for now, snow is the buzzword around here. I know it is for a lot of folks outside watching us today. Back to you guys.
Thank you,
Definitely.
Kimberly.
Thanks, Kim. Of course, a lot of kids heading out there sledding, I am sure,
it's
in
a great day
Stonewall.
for it.
That's one of the favorite places
Favorite
to
hill
go.
over there,
You live pretty close
Not
to that
too far
area at
from
one
me,
point.
yeah, right.
Fun
That's
for a lot
a
of
fun
kids.
place. I've even slid on that hill a number of times.
Definitely. Well, of course, sliding away on the roadways are not so much fun. The road conditions, again, from what we understand, all the roads are passable. The major interstates at this point are. But we are, of course, telling people over and over again to be careful. Here you go. It looks like Richmond Road out here, not too far from the station, and snowplow, a truck heading down the roadway. Here
Look at the slush. Plenty of that out there, and that's why you have to be so careful, folks. And yeah, that looks like man of war there, coming around the corner down near Richmond Road. But traffic is moving throughout the city. It's moving on the interstates. However, you are being cautioned. No need to be out there unless it's an emergency, because it's only going to continue to get worse. In fact, we talked with Stephanie Butler, who's with Lexington Police Department. She's a safety officer, and she had these comments for us.
What's some advice to give motorists today on when they're out?
If you don't have to be out, please don't. If you have to, leave a lot of distance between you and the car in front of you. Use very careful braking procedures, pumping your brakes, you know, to try and stop. But the best thing is, if you don't have to go out, don't do it.
Tell me a little bit about your day so far. How's it been?
So far, very busy. We've had a lot of motorist assist, several accidents like this, sliding through intersections, things of that nature.
There you see. That was Stephanie Butler, a Lexington safety officer. We've already told the people to stay at home, but there she is telling you too from the Lexington Police Department to stay put if at all possible. Now on the line right now we have Travis Jackson who's calling us from Rockcastle County. He is on the phone right now. Travis, what can you tell us about what's happening in Rockcastle County right now?
Well, I just got done measuring the snow, and we got about 6.5 inches, and it's falling very hard, and it seems like it's falling about 1 inch an hour. We measured it earlier, and it's falling about 1 inch an hour, and it's very slick.
Travis, where are you located in regard to the Interstate 75?
We're right on the Rockcastle, Madison, Jackson County lines.
Okay. Have you been able to monitor traffic at all, seeing how it's flowing out there?
No, I work in Berea, and I came home earlier today, and traffic wasn't real heavy, but it was moving very slow.
So everybody was taking their time then?
Yes, it was very slick out.
What's it like? Are you in one of the cities or towns there in Rockcastle County?
No, I'm sort of out in the country.
Well, okay, what is it like out there as far as for the rural roads then? How passable are they at this point?
They're very bad right now.
But you were able to get through. Do you have a four-wheel drive or something?
I don't, but I've got several friends and family around that do.
Okay.
How long have you had snow falling there?
Actually, since last night.
So it really didn't quit overnight. You've just been having continuous.
It was real fine snow last night, and then it picked up later on up in today. It really started coming down.
But you're going to stay put now. Stay put at home if you can this evening?
Yes, I'm going to stay right in the house.
That's a good advice for everyone. Thank you, Travis, for joining us from down in Rockcastle County.
That's right.
And we'll be back with more coverage in just a moment.
Worried that someone you know has a drinking problem? Watch for these signs. Lies about drinking. Performs poorly at work. Tries to stop drinking but can't. Avoids family and friends. Accelerates use of alcohol. Suffers memory lapses. Loses control. If someone you love has a problem with alcohol or other drugs, Charter can help you find the right resources. If you don't get help at Charter, please get help somewhere.
Imagine the warm glow of a fireplace in your home. Aurora Pools and Spas on Colesbury Circle is proud to offer the Appalachian Stove. The Appalachian Stove features clean lines, sleek silhouettes, and easy maintenance. Many models need zero clearance, and they're designed to fit into tight spots. Best of all, the Appalachian Stove is very affordable at Aurora Pools and Spas. Bring the warmth and glow into any room of your home with the Appalachian Stove. Available at Aurora Pools and Spas across from North Park on Colesbury Circle.
America's most experienced home improvements company has a new name, Century 21 Home Improvements. Trust us to add value and beauty to your home with energy-efficient windows.
Now you can save money and time on new, energy-efficient, easy-to-clean windows from Century 21 Home Improvements.
And there's never been a better time to buy.
Get a big 21% off with our special introductory discount. Call now for a free in-home consultation.
Look at this. Old windows like yours, they stick, and they're hard to clean. They leak, too.
But our windows virtually eliminate air leaks.
See this ordinary window frame? It's screwed together. Leaks like a sieve. Think of that as wasted heat, wasted air conditioning, wasted dollars.
Now, our fusion welded frame. With these premium custom-fit windows, there are no leaks, so you'll save on energy bills.
And you'll save time, too, with windows that slide up with ease and tilt in for easy cleaning. Plus, the vinyl frames are warranted against rotting, cracking, and peeling.
That means you'll never have to scrape or paint again. You can trust America's most experienced home improvements company.
You'll get quality materials, quality service. Plus, we'll get the job done fast.
That's right. Our windows are custom sized before they reach your home, so no window spaces are left open overnight. That means installation is a snap in any season.
Call now and get 21% off. 21% for a savings of up to $1,000.
We offer convenient financing, and the price we quote is the price you pay. No surprises.
Century 21 Home Improvements. We'll always be there for you. You can count on it.
Call now for a free in-home consultation and save a big 21% up to $1,000 on installed windows from Century 21 Home Improvements. This is a limited time offer. Call 1-800-258-4700. 1-800-258-4700.
An exclusive first look at George Clooney's new movie on Entertainment Tonight.
We want to welcome you back to our winter storm coverage, 1995. Is it 95 or 96?
It's 96.
It's 96 now. That's right. We're in January, aren't we? Well, we welcome you back anyway. The snow continues to fall throughout most of Kentucky, at least the eastern part. And it's only going to get worse, folks.
That's right. Bob Hensley has been out all afternoon at the shopping center at the corner of Manowar and Richmond Road. And Bob, our man on the scene, tell us whatever is happening there.
I am on the scene. John, don't feel bad. I've had flashbacks. I think I'm back in the remember that snow in the winter of 77, 78?
78, I remember. I was in Louisville. 24 hours, we had about 21 inches.
I missed that one.
It was like frozen tundra out there. You thought a glacier had moved through Lexington. But anyway.
In fact, the Ohio River was frozen back there 77, 78 also, which is very uncommon.
Walk right across.
Yep.
But anyway, a lot of folks were ready for the snow today. Fortunately, they included the people who run the Streets and Roads Department here in Lexington. And as I found out this morning, when the snow started to come, the storm hit, they were ready. When the storm began to arrive in central Kentucky, Lexington road crews were ready. In fact, because of the overnight snowfall, the trucks were already in gear. How long you been out?
Not long.
How is it out there now?
Not bad. Been travelable. Be safe.
Well, when did they start laying the salt out, do you know?
I've just been in for a short while. Yeah, thanks. I come in this morning, 7:30. Thanks. We've been working salt crews all night, since 9 o'clock last night anyway.
So by the time the snow really starts to hit, there's going to be a bed of salt it lays on, right?
10-4.
Leo, it looks like you're pretty well prepared for this snow.
We've got our trucks out, and we've had them out, and we got our drivers, we got salt, we got custom core ride, and we got the plow, so we're ready.
You're ready for anything then?
Well,
even 12 inches if we get it?
We can get to 12 inches, we're ready for it, but it'll take us a couple of days to get rid of it.
Leo, how many trucks do you have out there running?
I believe we've got 22 running right now at the present time.
How many can you put on the street if you need them?
If they're all running, we could probably put about 26 to 28. But any one time you won't find them all running. They'll be broke down or be back in here for plow repairs, little minor things like that.
Right now the streets look pretty clean. You must have been out late last night.
Oh, they were out all night last night. We've been out all this morning plowing the rest of it off. So we're just sitting around waiting now to see what happens this afternoon.
Meanwhile, over in Winchester, a tractor-trailer truck became one of the first casualties of the storm. It turned over while attempting to leave the Winchester Industrial Park, spilling its load.
Tractor-trailer driver was turning out of Industrial Park when his load broke loose and shifted weight on him, caused him to overturn his vehicle. The pipe broke loose and rolled down the hill, and the driver just shook up a little bit. He wasn't hurt very bad in the incident, and it's just going to take us probably 2 or 3 hours to get the scene cleared up here. And once we got one lane open at this time, but here in about 30 minutes we'll have both lanes shut down, probably a couple hours. All through traffic will be shut down and deterred around the scene while they get the truck flipped back over.
He was just moving a little too quick for the road, huh?
Moving a little too quick for the road, and his load shifted, and over he went.
Did you have to take him to a hospital for any treatment at all?
Not this time. He just shooken up a little bit. I think his neck's a little sore, but nothing major at this time.
Sky, John, it appears that the snow is beginning to pick up, the snowfall is beginning to accelerate a little bit here. Joining me is Philip McDowell, who just got done doing some grocery shopping at Kroger. Philip, did you find everything you needed in there?
I did too, sir. Sure did, and I'm trying to get back in before the snow really cuts me out. It's like, I like the snow and everything, Christmas, and everybody's running in trying to get a little something so they won't get snowed in, so they won't be able to, they're trying to get a lot of grocery shopping done so they won't have to come back out in the stuff if it gets worse.
Why'd you wait till the last minute to do your grocery shopping?
Well, I was sort of kind of taking it easy, been working all week long and sleep and stuff, so I decided to get out and try to get a little something from the store before I got snowed in and everything.
How far do you have to drive home?
About a couple of miles. That's about it.
You can walk that if you had to.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. So, I like the snow, though, but just when all these accumulations we get, you get stuck and it's kind of hard to get out, and you have to have a lot of people to push you out, things like that. Yeah.
Our man Brad James says we're going to get about 2 feet.
Yeah.
Are you ready for 2 feet of snow?
No, I'm not ready, because, just a little taste of ice under the snow will just make it, even more difficult for people to try to get out. And it's hazardous out here, and it's slippery, and most times you can't get nobody can hardly push you out if you get stuck.
Phyllis, thanks for talking to me. I like your hat.
All right, dear. Thank you, too.
Okay, you have a good day. Sky, John, that is the latest from Kroger's.
Well, Bob, after looking at your the piece that you did there on the road cruise, things have really changed here in Lexington over the years. I mean, they're really out there early in the morning, overnight. I can remember back in the late 70s, early 80s when it wasn't quite the same then.
That's true. And there have been some problems over the years, some of them that you just can't contend with. Mother Nature can be pretty harsh. But there have been a couple times when some believe that the city or the state really wasn't ready for the snow. Remember one year there was a problem getting some salt. But basically the city and the state have learned from the lessons and pretty well prepared for this one. Let's just hope that it doesn't last too long because the supplies aren't unlimited.
That's right. Okay, thank you, Bob, for that update from out there at Kroger.
And now standing by on the phone with us now is Tanya Swisher from the Super 8 Motel at I-75. Tanya, are you booked up yet? Are people leaving the interstate and deciding to stay overnight?
I'm kind of working on getting some guests checked in right now. I've noticed probably within the last 10 or 15 minutes that I guess you could say our vacancy is starting to fill up here. On Winchester Road, I'd say probably within the last half an hour, they had one accident to where a gentleman slid off into a ditch, but they had a tow truck to get him out. But the interstate, they look like traffic is at a steady flow. We've just seen a lot of people now that have started getting off the road and coming in, checking into hotels. Other than that, I say the roads are looking awful bad out here.
So people, I would say, are you expecting a full house this evening, I guess?
Well, at the present moment, I would say we only have about maybe 8 or 9 rooms left before we fill up.
Now,
go ahead.
Are people stopping now and saying that they don't want to risk it going along either north or south of here? Are they deciding to just get off the road and just spend the night and wait and see what happens in the morning?
Well, a lot of people are already in and they just basically want to try and stay here. A lot of them are taking the chance going on down the road, which I really would suggest to them that they need to go ahead and stop because these roads are getting real bad.
Tanya, when this kind of weather comes, you in the motel business, do you make any special plans for when you know that it's coming?
Well, we've noticed a lot of the restaurants and stuff around our area are getting rooms for their employees, as well as we have some of our own employees that are presently staying here so we can have like personnel, backup personnel, as you could say. But I've seen a lot of people that are just basically getting rooms around the areas that they work at just to be as cautious.
So it'll be a busy night for you tonight the way it sounds.
Oh, most definite.
Tanya Swisher.
Thank you.
Thank you, Super 8 Motel out there on I-75. Thank you.
And speaking of traveling, I know that from what we understand earlier today, we went on there at 2, that the airport was still open. I don't know about the update, we haven't heard anything about it being closed, but apparently flights were taking off. But I would say a good idea would be to call out at the airport just to make sure that the planes are taking off. It's up to the individual airlines. You need to call the airlines. Don't call Bluegrass Airport. The airlines can tell you whether or not their flights are taking off from any location. There are the numbers there. Delta Airlines, 252-4411. U.S. Air, 253-0359. And TWA number is 1-800-221-2000, or United Airlines, 1-800-241-6522. So those are the numbers. Again, you need to call the airlines themselves, not Bluegrass Airport, because it's up to the individual airlines whether or not they're going to be taking off. Earlier today, we spoke to a spokesman at the airport, said that the runways were open and clear. I guess the 2 runways out there, so planes indeed could take off, but it's up to the individual airline to decide whether or not to
We've
take
got
off.
some updates now. Becky Jarvis from Northwest Airlines called to say 2 flights now have been canceled. They are Flight 3388, which is scheduled to arrive at 6:10 p.m. from Detroit. That has been canceled, so if you were expecting somebody to be coming in on that flight, it's not going to be arriving. Also canceled Flight 3415. That was supposed to leave Lexington at 9:45 a.m. tomorrow to go to Detroit. So if you had plans to head out to Detroit on Northwest Airlines Flight 3415 tomorrow morning at 9:45, that flight has been canceled. Other flights later tomorrow should
take place
will
as
go
scheduled.
as scheduled at this point anyway. So that's the latest that we have. That is one that has been canceled there with Northwest out of Detroit to here, back to Detroit.
Okay, we'll be back with more coverage right after this.
This here's old cowboy to tell you about the big January clearance sale going on down to your Circle J Western Wear. It's half price. A partner, that there is 50% off selected fall and winter apparel for men and ladies. Now listen here, this sale's a going on now. So saddle up your house and head on down to the Circle J Westermeyer for their big January clearance sale. Exit 41 off and I-75 right there at London, Kentucky.
Pucker up and Kiss 95 goodbye. Today, buy your furniture and pay nothing till spring 97. So get to Furniture World now and Kiss 95 goodbye.
$10 down, $10 a month.
At Car Stereo Warehouse, $10 is all it takes.
Hurry at Car Stereo Warehouse.
Buy car stereo, speakers, car alarms,
accessories, and more for just $10 down and $10 a month.
For 10 long months, and that time is interest-free. See store for details.
So get to Car Stereo Warehouse now.
New Circle Road across from Sam's Club.
Hi folks, it's Truck Dealing Days at Central Kentucky's second largest Dodge store, Madison County Chrysler Plymouth Dodge in Richmond.
That's right. Whether it's a truly mid-sized Dodge Dakota, the all-new redesigned Dodge Ram pickup, or over 40 late-model used truck trades, we've got them in stock and ready for immediate delivery.
With over 50 Dakotas and nearly 40 full-size trucks available, come to Richmond and see why Madison County Dodge has truly become Central Kentucky's truck stop.
At Madison County, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Dodge trucks.
Maury Povich returns to mornings on January 8th.
And we welcome you back to our storm coverage, 1996. I do know what year it is now.
That's good.
It's good to know that.
What a way to welcome 1996. Of course, as we've been mentioning to you, we're expecting lots of snow. The snow is still falling out there, and it's going to continue throughout the evening. That's what Brad and Kimberly have been telling us today. And we keep telling you all to stay put and watch us, and we'll keep you up to date on what's going on. But indeed, if you need to get out to do any driving, here's number one. Remain calm. Be very careful when you go out there. Take it easy, and don't panic.
Drive slowly. That's another thing. If you have to drive, of course, we keep saying don't go out and drive, but we always know somebody's going to have to get out there, and if you do, be sure to drive slowly, because remember, your stopping time is much longer now when you have this kind of weather conditions.
And clear the snow from your vehicle. If your vehicle has been outside all day, of course, you're going to have a couple inches of snow on it. You need to get all the snow from the vehicle, your front and back windshield, and all the areas that you have to see out to be able to notice whether or not anybody's around you out on the roadways. It's real important to have the clear visibility. Yes,
Keep saying those taillights. I've driven too many years in winter storms where people don't have their taillights showing, and that's tough. And then avoid hard acceleration. Remember, if you can keep those wheels from spinning when you're trying to start the movement of the car, it makes it a lot better, because once you start spinning, you just start creating a lot of ice underneath that tire.
And then increase the following distance, of course. You can't tell the folks behind you to keep away from you. Of course, those are the people you'd like to talk to say, hey, keep away. But you do have control on how closely you're following the people in front of you. So, of course, allow a lot of time in between if you can possibly do that.
They say at least 10 to 12 seconds worth of time, whereas usually the normal thing is 2 seconds time, but 10 to 12. Brad James now has an update on our weather conditions from the Weather Center.
Thank you, John. We've been watching the advanced warning Doppler radar, and it hasn't changed too much during the past few hours, except for the southern and southeastern sections where the echoes are becoming stronger. That means heavier snow is falling down in this area right now, and also to the south of the Lexington Metro. There is also snow falling in the southeastern portion of the state out of radar range, and also down along the Tennessee line. Total accumulation so far, 10 to 14 inches expected by tomorrow evening in Lexington. 18 to 24 inches in the mountains of eastern Kentucky, maybe up to 16 inches down around the London, Corbin, Somerset area. Snow continues to fall. The folks at the National Weather Service office down in Jackson reported that they expect to get maybe 3 to 6 more inches of snow down there in that area by about midnight tonight. So there's a possibility it might begin to taper off a little bit. But regardless, there's still a potential for lots of snowfall all across central and eastern Kentucky throughout the evening hours. The satellite map doesn't show any major changes. We'll put it into motion. The darker shaded colors indicate the more intense activity associated with this storm system. You may notice that there's some improvement down in parts of Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia down in there, but the darker shaded colors right across Kentucky have not changed very much at all. They extend back through portions of southern Missouri. The heaviest accumulation of snow, eastern Kentucky. The lightest, if we could say that, would be along the Ohio River in the northern part of the state, in the northern periphery of the storm, and it's going to be moving in toward the mid-Atlantic coast, taking with it a lot of that precipitation and snowfall potential, but not before it produces a lot of snowfall for us later on tonight and during the morning hours especially. Current map looks something like this. There's the low, a warm front extending up to the north and to the east, a trough of low pressure out there, and all of this active weather is associated with the low pressure system. Just to the north of it, we have cold air in place. The moisture being pushed to the north by the low is being converted into snow and generally falls within narrow bands. And one of those narrow bands happens to be right across southern and central Kentucky, right in this area. All the conditions are right for heavy snow for us. You know, for the past couple of weeks, we've been watching these storms move back and forth across the country, and they just missed us here in central Kentucky. A couple of days ago, we had one move through Indiana and Ohio, producing 10 or more inches of snow for those folks up there. Well, now it's our turn, and the storm system is doing just that for us. This is one of those Texas lows developed down to the southwest, picked up the moisture from the Gulf, and now it's depositing it in the form of snow across Kentucky and the Ohio River Valley. By tomorrow morning, the low will be in closer to us. We're looking for a low of around 18 degrees here in Lexington, so our temperatures are going to be just right for more snow around the region. As the low pressure system again moves farther to the east, then the weather will begin to improve for us, but not until it produces something like this across central and eastern Kentucky. Again, here it is, 6 to 10 inches, and these are the updates along the Ohio River. 10 to 14 inches from Lexington on into the northeast, maybe 18 to 24 inches for you folks in the extreme southeastern and the higher elevations of eastern Kentucky. So it's going to be a rough weather pattern for us for the next couple of days. We're under a winter storm warning, which not only continues from this afternoon, but all the way through the nighttime hours and through most of the day tomorrow, and it'll stay in effect for us until that storm system moves on out of the area. Again, here's our satellite map showing the movement of the precipitation, locally heavy snow all across central and eastern Kentucky, and it's going to continue throughout the nighttime hours. Our forecast for tonight, our updated forecast, looks like this. Snow, heavy at times, with a low of around 20 degrees here in Lexington. There's no major changes there. For tomorrow, it looks like it, or tonight, tomorrow it's going to be pretty much the same. Snow, heavy at times, a low of around 22 degrees, and we're expecting it to end sometime tomorrow night, but not before producing as much as 10 to 14 inches of snow for us. Here's the updated 5-day forecast. As you can see, we have snow for Sunday, some improvement, possibly some sunshine on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. At least it'll give us a couple of days to breathe and dig out, just in time for Thursday, when we'll see another round of precipitation, but milder temperatures. It could be in the form of rain or snow around that time, but at that time, we do not expect to get 10 to 14 inches of snow like we're expecting tonight.
We hope not.
Let's get it out of the area as fast as we can, Brad.
That's what I say.
You know, I should mention, too, that we do have, those of you that may have been thinking about going out to a mall, Fayette Mall and Lexington Mall have both already closed. They closed as of 5 o'clock, and also Somerset Mall closed earlier today. So don't even give that a thought. Sometimes people say, well, that's close by. I'll just run over there. They're closed, folks.
Pick up something.
Stay off the roads.
Okay. Road conditions. Is talking about staying off the roads. Here we are. If you want to know about road conditions in our area, here's a number to call, 1-800-459-7623. In the state of Missouri, 1-800-222-6400, or Illinois, 1-800-452-4368. Those are the numbers to call if you are interested in the road conditions. Please don't call the Kentucky State Police, because I'm sure they are dealing, the dispatchers are very busy, probably answering calls of people off the roads. And at this point, we have not heard about any major accidents. We've seen some overturned rigs and all of that, but we haven't heard of any fatality or any major injuries at this point. Now, it might have happened. We don't know about it at this point, but that is good news, because it has to be pretty treacherous out there.
South, once you get south of Rockcastle County and down I-75, heading down toward Tennessee, we had reports earlier this afternoon of that. But right now, we need to get an update outside. Let's go over to Susan Parsons. She's down by Rupp Arena. Susan.
5:30. It's 2 hours before game time, Susan.
It is 2 hours before game time, and we actually came in because a lot of Cat fans have already come down, and they're kind of browsing through the flea market here in Heritage Hall. They thought they'd be getting some business out of this. That's what they were hoping for. I've spoken with several fans. A few are a little camera shy, but one of the reasons they're here is they've been watching us, and we've said if you are going to come down, even though police and a lot of folks are saying, please don't go out if you don't need to, we know people are still coming down. You want to allow plenty of extra time. That's what the fans have done. You haven't seen us for a little bit. That's because this weather is beginning to mess with some of our live systems here. I think you're probably hearing a little bit of popping. That's because of the snowstorm. With me now is Julie and Tim. They drove in from Nicholasville. How were the roads?
They were okay. You had to take some extra time, but just take it slow, but they weren't bad.
How much traffic was out there? Were there other people out?
There was a little bit of traffic, more than what you would consider, but I think it's dying down a little bit.
Yeah, you actually did the driving, Tim. Did you find many slick spots?
Well, there are definitely some spots where you need to be careful, but the Jessamine County seems like they did a pretty good job. And then once we got to the Fayette County line, Both counties have done a decent job of keeping the roads in pretty good shape. New Circle Road looks pretty good as far as the scrapers. We drove behind the scraper trucks, so
Always a good place to drive if you can find
yeah,
one.
it was not too bad.
If we get as much snow as is predicted, 14 inches, do you think you'll have some troubles then? How long are you going to be down here tonight?
Probably another hour or two.
Okay.
If we get 14 inches, I'll probably try to make it home before it gets that deep.
You hope so. Now, I should add, even though I've met a lot of people down here with UK tickets, you two would like some. So you want to make a plea for some?
Yes, yes. That's why we're hanging around. We might find some.
Well, I have a feeling, even though Rep usually sells out, and I'm sure there'll be a decent crowd on hand tonight, I bet if you're ever able to get some, it could be tonight. Well, good luck, and thanks for talking to us, and have a safe drive home.
Thanks.
Thanks. Just a few more things. We have been talking all day. We've been both inside and outside to the folks who are clearing the parking lots in the area. They say, you know, they're trying to keep them clear, but as soon as they finish with one, like the one across from the Hyatt, they come down here and do the one back behind Heritage Hall. They go back up to the Hyatt, it's covered again. So they've been working on them. They just may not be in that great of shape. It's not their fault. We've been keeping up all day with Fred and Mike, our friends, putting the salt on. They've been here since 7 in the morning. They were supposed to get off at 3:30. It's going to be a very long day for all the streets and roads folks. Earlier today, I talked to some of the streets and roads folks. They've got 20 trucks. All are out. All are going to be out all night. You know, if we do get 14 inches, the head of Streets and Roads, I believe Leo McMillan, said, you know, it's going to take a few days to get stuff back to normal. So we could be in for a long few days. And of course, we'll be keeping you posted on all of that. We are down here at Heritage Hall. We'll be checking outside and inside. I got to come inside because I was so cold, and I've got a terrible case of hood hair, I'm afraid. But there's nothing you can do when it's like this.
It looks fine. You look pretty good after being hit in the face with a snowball.
Well, it's just the joy of being warm again, Sky.
And you got feeling back in your feet?
No, no, seriously, there's no feeling in my
Really?
feet yet. I do have feeling back in my hands. My feet are still numb.
Gradually.
Okay.
Lower
Gradually.
extremities, I hope.
Yes.
Thanks,
Susan, we'll check back with you later. Thank you. Well, we should mention also, I was telling you about the malls, Fayette and Lexington Mall being closed. Now we've gotten word Turflin Mall also closed at 5 o'clock, so all three major malls here in Lexington as well as Somerset Mall are closed at this time.
And speaking about covering this storm of 96, we will be on until 8 o'clock this evening in case you're interested, and you can stay tuned and we'll keep you up to date on what's going on. Regular programming again this evening on WTVQ News Channel 36 from 8 to 11 p.m. We'll have updates on the half hour between 8 and 11, and then an extended 11 o'clock news from 11 to 12 tonight. So we want to make sure that you all are kept up to date on what is happening outside. I'm sure a lot of people are being affected. Lots of cancellations. We've already heard about synagogues canceling, churches have canceled, and of course, if you're heading out, if you've had a meeting scheduled or a church or whatever, it'd probably be a good idea to call down at the church or whatever and find out indeed if there's going to be a service tomorrow.
And we'll give that list to you a little bit later again. We've given it to you at least once. We have Lisa Cantrell now at Joseph Beth Bookstore in the cafe. Now, Lisa, I was out there earlier today and people were coming in and browsing in the bookstore. What's it like out there now?
Now it's pretty much empty. We've got just a couple of people sitting around the cafe, drinking coffee and having cocoa and frantically staring at the snow.
Well, so is it pretty crowded out there right now?
Not right now. I think everybody's pretty much left.
Have you had any indication if the mall where you are there, if that's going to remain open much longer?
I think we're closing. I know at least Joseph Beth is closing pretty soon, and that's all I know, really.
So do you have any idea, are you going to be closing on the hour then? Are you going to close it at 6 o'clock, close for business?
Well, the cafe itself is closing at 6, and then the bookstore is closing at 7.
Okay, so in the meantime, you're going to sit around, just drink hot chocolate and enjoy watching the snowfall.
Oh, well, I wish.
You're working.
Not easy.
Okay, thanks so much,
Lisa. Thank you.
Kendrell from Joseph Beth Booksellers. A lot of people like to head out there and sit down and have a cup of coffee and I guess watch the snowfall, too.
That's right. You know, well, we've got time. We should probably give a few of these closings that we have here. The Unitarian Universalist Church will have no services tomorrow. Temple Adath Israel has canceled its services for today. Northern Heights is going to have an 11 a.m. service only tomorrow. That's Northern Heights.
Right, and these are the cancellations we got a couple hours ago, so there could be some updates since then. Ashland Avenue Baptist Church in Lexington is canceled. Cedar Top Baptist Church in Wilmore and Corinth Baptist Church in London has canceled services.
Emmanuel Baptist Church in Lexington had a supper planned for tonight. That has been canceled. The Lexington Ballet classes were canceled, and the Revival Tabernacle Gospel Concert for tonight has been canceled.
Other cancellations, I guess, Second Presbyterian Church will have, it plans to have services at this point at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. St. Michael's Episcopal Church in Lexington has canceled service, and Winchester Civitan Youth Athletic League. And I need to clarify, Second Presbyterian Church has 11 o'clock service tomorrow, but I guess they've canceled the early service at 8:30.
Right. We got a couple more here I think you have underneath here that we can also get to. Tokiko's second shift has been canceled, and the bank's auto auction has also been canceled. And we got just a couple more here. All the activities at Asbury College have been canceled. Clark County basketball tournament is off. The Sayers School boys and girls basketball games have been called off at this time.
Of course, the UK is still playing tonight at 7:30, and Dave Shore was in here giving us an update on Jeff Shepard was a casualty in the storm, I guess. He slid on some ice
and sprained
his ankle, so he's going to be out for the game tonight, although it looks like UK is an overwhelming favorite against Ole Miss, so I don't think they'll have a problem or miss him, but sorry about that, Jeff Shepard. Maybe he'll be back playing again the next game for UK.
Okay, let's go to full screen again. We'd like to just give you some reminders. Again, if you have a snowbound car, and some of you are going to be running into this in the next 24 hours, one of the things to do, first of all, clear the snow from around the tires, because in order to get any traction at all, you've got to be able to have the snow, shovel it away a little bit, and then underneath that, scatter some sand. If you don't have that, maybe some cat litter, and put that underneath the wheels where you have the traction. Some of you have front-wheel drive, some of you have back-wheel drive, wherever it is that the traction comes from, get that underneath. You can use newspaper also, so remember that. Pack some newspaper in your trunks and put that underneath.
Okay, and then rock the car gently back and forth, and hopefully you will get out of that snow and head on home or wherever you're headed. Now it's time now to check in with Bob Hensley. Bob, he's still here. Bob is there.
He's there at Kroger.
And Bob, it looks like you put your hat a little bit further down over your ears tonight.
Sky, the ears are getting cold.
Oh, sorry.
Among other things, arms, legs.
And
feet.
that nose. You've got a nice red nose, too, Bob.
I do. Well, hey, it's still snowing out here. People are still coming to Kroger, although the number of people doing some last-minute grocery shopping has diminished. However, there are some people out here working along with us. Here's a gentleman here who's been hired, I assume, by Kroger to plow the parking lot. Can I get your name, sir?
Tom Granger, Bob.
Bob, you keeping busy today?
I'm keeping real busy, sure am. Trying to keep up with the storm.
I imagine this is one of the days when you're really in demand.
Real demand. I get people coming off the street don't even know asking me questions. Come and help. Hell, help. Come over and empty my lot for me.
So you know where Channel 36 is located now. I'm just. Is it difficult plowing a lot as busy as this on a day like today?
Yeah, I just say it was so busy this afternoon, I just had to throw my hands up and let it go.
Are you worried about running over somebody or running into a car?
Nah, we'll just bury them in a snowbank and we'll dig them out in the spring.
Good to see you can keep a sense of humor like this.
Got to. Just keep your patience, people, okay?
Where are you going after this?
Probably be heading over to the movie theater. Be sticking around here for most of the night.
Keeping busy just in this neighborhood?
Just in this neighborhood, close to home.
You do this for a living, or is this just freelance work?
This one of the things. We just take care of parking lots.
How many of you are out working today?
We've got a crew about 8 or 9 out.
Everybody's keeping busy.
Yeah, well, we've been busy at the little surprise snowstorm we had last night. We weren't expecting, kind of kept us busy, so we've been going since last night. I had about 3 hours sleep in the last 48 hours.
Can you handle 2 feet of snow?
2 feet?
That's what they're talking about.
Well, 2 or 3 inches at a time.
Good for business, isn't it?
It sure is.
Okay, Bob, appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
Okay, thanks.
Have a good night. Well, an entrepreneur doing business today. Not a bad business to be in.
Bob, I think he's going to be laughing all the way to the bank after weather like this.
That's probably where he's headed right now.
It's the kind of business to be in.
No, but really, it does have somewhat of a difficult task because people here are somewhat blinded. They hop out of their cars, just kind of put their heads down and, head for the milk and bread. But it is a difficult job because there are people coming and going and traction's getting pretty slick, and not everybody's in total control of their automobiles. There are some people who driving what I would consider a little bit too quickly given the circumstances.
Well, it looks like it's still pretty busy out there, Bob.
It is pretty busy. They surprisingly enough still have most of the foodstuffs that people need during times like this. They advise me running a little bit low on milk. Last time I checked, they had milk, plenty of bread. Meat's getting a little bit low, but most of the people we talked to even within the past hour, how's it going? kind of a festive atmosphere out here, Sky. It's kind of amazing how a good snowstorm will bring people together. But no, seriously, Kroger's still still has some food, so if you have to have it, this is one of the places to come. A number of people who stopped by said that their neighborhood groceries have run out of food, and that's why a lot of people are coming out here. But they're keeping the stocks, the shelves stocked as well as they can, and they're expecting business to be brisk throughout the evening.
Well, I hope they know. I know that they know that you're out there. You go in and check on the supplies. I would think maybe they'd send out some coffee or some hot chocolate for you.
Well, they have been very hospitable to us, and have offered to take care of us. But we're in search of heat more than we are food.
You're hardy souls, though.
At this particular moment, I think Paul Brown is checking to see if he still has 10 toes. We certainly appreciate his efforts today.
Yeah, we've got the cushy job today inside the studio. That's for sure.
Good work if you can get it.
Okay. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Bob. We have Lowell Grubb on the phone right now down in Manchester. And Lowell, give us an idea what it's like in your part of the state.
Well, we've measured there's about 10 inches of snow at this time. I just got in, I guess, 30 minutes ago from the Daniel Boone Parkway. And the swap crews have done a super job. It's really passable. And like I said, the traffic's kind of slow. And right now it's doing a whole lot of snowing.
Yes, Lowell, I'm sorry we couldn't hear you at the end there. Can you tell us, are you located near the interstate?
I'm about 23 miles from the interstate.
I see.
And you say traffic was moving quite well, though, about a half hour ago out there in the Daniel Boone Parkway.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, how long has the snow been falling in your area?
Sometime last night. I think I got in about around 10 o'clock, and it had started at that time.
And you're measuring about 10 inches right now. So
Yes,
it's right on with the predictions that Brad and Kimberly have been talking about here in our weather center.
So you're going to stay inside this evening, I hope?
Possibly, if nothing don't come up.
Okay.
Well, I hope it doesn't. Hope you stay put and stay safe and warm.
Lowell Grubb, Manchester, thank you for giving us a call.
You're welcome.
Well, I guess earlier today, John Brandon spoke with some people who heard about the storm coming. Of course, we did forecast this last night on the 11 o'clock news, and went out and picked up supplies, whatever it was that they needed to get through this weekend. You are live out there. I'm sorry.
Hi, John and Sky. It's so cold out here, I can hardly hear. I was one of the first people in here reporting this morning, came in about 9:30, and things have really gotten progressively worse out here. I've seen a lot of people having traffic problems and people stocking up, some people that seemed a bit unhappy with all the bad weather, but there are some people out there that I found this afternoon who are able to look on the bright side.
Jamie Ferreira doesn't mind a vigorous, snowy workout. In fact, he's no stranger to his driveway.
Yeah, I already shoveled it this morning about 8:30, 8 o'clock.
And this is your second time?
Yeah.
Is it starting to wear on you?
No,
Get
no,
on
not
your
yet.
nerves or anything?
No, I enjoy doing it.
You going to tell me that at 8 o'clock when I come back for the third run?
Yeah.
Not exactly a glamorous detail, but Jamie says it keeps him in shape. Just off Alumni Drive, a few blocks away, this is the chic thing to do. Three friends don't mind a bleak downfall at all.
We're going sledding because we go sledding every year, and we want to play in the snow.
Do you like the snow? How do you feel about the snow?
I love snow. I really hope we get a foot because I really don't want to go to school next week because I'm getting my report card and I'm going to be in a lot of trouble.
They owe it all to this woman. She's letting the sledders use her backyard, no charge.
You know what's funny about this big storm? We do need to have a sense of humor about it. Matt, if you can pan down, brings out the funny thing sometimes. These are 1982 moon boots. Bought these. These are the best $10 I ever spent. Bought them at a Target about 13 years ago. Wear them 2 or 3 times a year. They keep my feet warm and dry. John and Sky?
Do you remember what you paid for those, John, back there 10 years ago?
About $10. Best $10 I ever spent.
They're probably $20 now.
Probably, yeah.
John,
Sure.
how are our cars doing out there? We've been in here on the air since 2 o'clock. Are we going to be able to get to our cars about, what, midnight or so when we leave tonight?
Somebody will be around to try to dig you out. That might be me. I'll have to come in and thaw out a little bit before that, though.
We'll keep those moon boots just in case.
Start shoveling around my car so that there's plenty of space so I can get out when I need
Which one is
you.
it? It's that...
well, the big limo way over there.
Car.
The
Somebody's got
Volkswagen
their
Bug,
lights
isn't
on.
it?
Somebody's going to have to get out there and turn off those lights.
That's probably just reflectors from the bright lights.
Can
Well,
I come
John,
in, can I come inside now?
you may come in now. Okay.
Now, somebody else who's been outside for most of the afternoon, all the afternoon, is Susan Parsons. She's down near Rupp Arena, Heritage Hall. Susan, don't know if you're going to be in or out. Maybe outside right now. Susan?
No.
Oh, you're
inside.
Fortunately, Sky, I am in. I feel like I've spent a lifetime outside today. I'm still trying to get warm. Angie Cheek joins me now. Angie's from Lexington. Angie saw the famous snowball fight. Now, Angie, how come you guys are down here early?
We came down early basically because of weather. We didn't want to wait much longer because it was getting deeper out there.
And how did you find the roads on your way down to Rupp?
Well, we actually followed the scrapers in, so we didn't have that hard a time, but it was not pleasant.
Yeah, that's a good bit of advice. If you can follow a scraper, there are 20 of them out in Lexington. That's the maximum they have. Did you ever consider not coming?
Our seats are behind the bench, and we can do anything at once. We'll sleep in here tonight if we have to.
And you don't have an extra ticket for me, do you?
No, but my dad's over there. You might go talk to him. Oh, no, you might get my ticket. So.
No, I would not take your ticket, believe me. Well, try and good luck getting home tonight. Oh, how are the parking lots, by the way? Because I've been checking on those.
I think the parking lots are great. We didn't have any trouble at all, but again, we've been already.
Okay. Good night. Thanks. I knew there'd be plenty of diehard fans. Okay. We are inside, as you said. There was a flea market in here in Heritage Hall earlier today. Business was way down. A lot of vendors have already left. Obviously, the snow was a big problem. As you can see, though, the folks who are coming in now, most of them are wearing UK blue. Even with all the snow and the fact the police are saying stay off the roads, you know folks are going to turn out tonight to watch the Cats take on Ole Miss. Tip-off is 7:30. Best advice is probably what Angie just said. Try and come down early. Allow a lot of extra time because it's bad out there. Also, the crews have been working very hard on the lots, and they're going to try and work throughout the game because the snow continues to fall, and it's pretty heavy. They've been working since 7 this morning. Every time they get one lot cleared, they come to another one. It fills back up again, but they are doing the best they can. Reporting live from Heritage Hall, I'm Susan Parsons.
Susan, I don't want you to go and get that ticket from that father of hers now because you're going to be working tonight. I don't know if you've heard or not.
Oh, believe me, John, I know I'm going to be working. But I figure there's a few hours where I may get a little break. We've been going straight through since noon, so I was hoping to at least get dinner or something in.
Well, I hope you do.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Somebody take pity on you and come down. Maybe somebody who saw the snowball fight might come down and bring you some food.
It's amazing how many people saw that snowball fight. Josh, if you're watching, I'm going to get you.
Thank you, Susan.
Thanks, Susan. Of course, we've had a little bit of interference, I think, because of the snowstorm having an effect on some of our equipment.
When you have this kind of weather, that's right. We'll have more coverage coming up in just a moment. Stay with us.
America's most experienced home improvements company has a new name, Century 21 Home Improvements. Trust us to add value and beauty to your home with energy-efficient windows.
Now you can save money and time on new, energy-efficient, easy-to-clean windows from Century 21 Home Improvements.
And there's never been a better time to buy.
Get a big 21% off with our special introductory discount. Call now for a free in-home consultation.
Look at this. Old windows like yours, they stick, and they're hard to clean. They leak, too.
But our windows virtually eliminate air leaks.
See this ordinary window frame? It's screwed together. Leaks like a sieve. Think of that as wasted heat, wasted air conditioning, wasted dollars.
Now, our fusion welded frame. With these premium custom-fit windows, there are no leaks, so you'll save on energy bills.
And you'll save time, too, with windows that slide up with ease and tilt in for easy cleaning. Plus, the vinyl frames are warranted against rotting, cracking, and peeling.
That means you'll never have to scrape or paint again. You can trust America's most experienced home improvements company.
You'll get quality materials, quality service. Plus, we'll get the job done fast.
That's right. Our windows are custom sized before they reach your home, so no window spaces are left open overnight. That means installation is a snap in any season.
Call now and get 21% off. 21% for a savings of up to $1,000.
We offer convenient financing, and the price we quote is the price you pay. No surprises.
Century 21 Home Improvements. We'll always be there for you. You can count on it.
Call now for a free in-home consultation and save a big 21% up to $1,000 on installed windows from Century 21 Home Improvements. This is a limited time offer. Call 1-800-258-4700. 1-800-258-4700.
Absolutely, positively the best kept secret in Central Kentucky. Where else but the Continental Inn, Winchester Road, and New Circle.
Homeowners, has your credit been stained by divorce or bankruptcy? Preferred Credit can help. Call today, 224-9538.
Laughs with Kevin Nealon on the next Live.
Welcome back to the News Channel 36 storm coverage. We've been on almost 4 hours now, and I think a lot of valuable information has been given out to you. Hopefully you'll stay right with us.
We'll be here till 8 o'clock this evening and on, of course, through the evening, and 11 o'clock news has been expanded an hour. This is information from the Urban County government about the Winter Storm Watch. Traffic Information Network want to pass it along to you about the road conditions. Streets and roads in Lexington are snow covered, as you know at this point, slick and hazardous. Salt crews have kept the main arterials open and moving. Now, Lexington police officers in the field are reporting whiteout visibility problems on I-64 and 75 due to the falling snow, so they're saying, of course, drive with care. Now, traffic accidents, a total of 28 minor accidents in Lexington since noon today. Currently, a 3-vehicle non-injury accident is blocking Newtown Pike outbound at Griffin Gate. Numerous vehicles have gone off the roadways due to icy conditions, and of course we're saying be very careful if you have to go out. Injury accident, they are working at this point at I-75 southbound, not far from us, here at the mile point 110 Winchester Road, US 60. So be very careful. We don't have any major injuries to report, thank goodness, although you have to use extreme caution when you're
Certainly
out there
do.
on the roads.
You know, another thing that sometimes we fail to think about, that is our animals and our pets. And we want to go out to John Bodie right now at the Lexington Humane Society. He's on the phone with us. John, give us an idea of some of the things, some tips on how to care for pets in weather like this.
Well, hopefully you've already gotten a doghouse with proper insulation and stuff, because if you look out the window and your dog isn't in the doghouse, you probably lost him under a snowbank. And, of course, any of the cats or anything that's outside as an outside cat, make sure that they have proper food and check the water bowls a couple times to make sure that they're not frozen. And, of course, this temperature, they're not going to take long to freeze.
And what about, you even think about birds and that type of thing. I realize you don't deal with a lot of them, but it's all dealing with the animals. Anything in particular we can do even for them?
Well, if you don't haven't been feeding them bird seed and stuff, you can take some of your leftover food and kind of sprinkle it out in the yard, or leftover breadcrumbs and things like this, and a lot of the birds will eat that. So I know there's a lot of people that stock up and have bird seed on hand, and of course this is the time that the birds are going to need it, and it's just a matter of getting up in the morning and going out there and spreading it out to where they can get at it.
Some good advice.
All right,
John Bodie, thank you from the Lexington Humane Society. Appreciate you joining us.
Don't forget your pets. Bring them inside during the
Yes,
snowstorm.
bring them inside if they're not outside pets.
Good advice.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Now, Kim Dantzler is standing by outside live again. Kim, you survived the angel you made for us live on television.
Yes, I did. As you can see, though, the snow is hitting me on my face. It keeps coming down and coming down, but you see what I have in my hand? I've got a shovel in my hand, and I'm going to earn my money here. You know, I'm trying to get a raise around here, so I figure if I shovel the parking lot, then maybe my wonderful bosses will give me a raise. But I tell you, when I talked about people being out earlier today, I was really surprised to see a lot of people on the roads. A lot of people were out actually having fun, but other people were out taking care of business. Let's take a look at all the snow craze we got going on.
Yes, Old Man Winter is here, and he's causing quite a stir, sending many Kentuckians into a frenzy.
We gotta go to the grocery, gotta feed the animals and the kids.
And stock up.
That's
you,
right.
You could be snowed in for a couple of days, have you heard?
Yes, that's right. They said it's gonna get worse, so I thought I better go now while I had the chance.
Over at Blockbuster Video, customers are coming in by the droves, renting out everything in sight.
Anything that's new, most of them are gone by now anyway.
We're getting prepared for a huge snowstorm and staying inside.
And next door at Papa John's Pizza, delivery workers are staying on the go. Is this typical of a Saturday, or is it just because it's snowing?
It's snowing, everybody's at home wanting the pizza, you know, just taking it easy. I wish I was there, but I have to do this stupid thing in the weather. So hopefully they'll close it down soon. It's getting a little crazy out here.
Well, look who we stumbled upon during the midst of this winter storm. These guys do more than just fight fires. Firefighters at Station 16 on Man o' War make room for the trucks. After all, they have to be ready to go on a moment's notice. How long have you guys been out here?
Just about 15, 20 minutes. It don't take long when you got several people like this doing it.
Okay. Well, you guys are really talented here.
Yeah, they finally find something we do.
Meanwhile, trucks and cars continue to slip and slide while traffic creeps slowly on the snow-slick roads. So what do you think about all this snow we're getting?
I think it sucks.
Candy Deniger scrapes her car and doesn't mind the snow one bit.
Yeah, this is like my 8th winter down here, and you know, I see this coming and everybody kind of gets all frightened about it, and I don't. To me, this is nothing, especially when I've got relatives that are dealing with 2 feet.
Matt Ellis and his buddy couldn't wait for the white stuff to fall. They're having a ball.
It's good. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
I really like it. Playing in it and sledding. It's real fun.
Well, I know what Matt means because I'm having a ball too. If you can take a look at my little stick, I've been trying to measure the snowfall, and this is about a foot long, so you can see we're getting there. I want to go over here and take a look at the spot where this used to be an angel. I made an angel, and you can see it's all covered up. So we've had a lot of snowfall, and you can see on the wall here how it continues to just pile up. This is a lot of snow, folks, and if we can get the photographer to pan up to that's the top of our roof, and you can see that snowdrift right there. So, folks, the snow is coming down steadily, and John Braden talked earlier about making a good investment. If we can take a look at these boots here, I bought these boots for a really good price, too, and you know, not too attractive, but I tell you what, these boots are really doing the job. John and Sky.
Right, and you're looking good in your new jacket and cap and scarf, too.
I'm really happy about this, you know, and I got it for a good bargain, and, you know,
You can't go wrong.
No, you can't, not at
Good.
all.
Well, have you gotten that order for pizza that we sent out? You going to go pick that up for us?
Pizza?
Yeah.
Somebody said food?
Maybe.
Oh, now there you go.
Maybe about 8 or 8:30 or so. After
Thank you, Kimberly.
Go off there at 8. Okay, thanks.
We have another mall closing, too. Richmond Mall is closed. We had told you earlier about Fayette Mall, Lexington Mall, Turfland Mall. Richmond Mall is also closed, and Somerset Mall. Now we got to get an update on the weather.
We're going to another Kimberly King with an update on our weather. Kim.
Yes, John and Sky, it looks like we're going to get, as you can see, it's already out there, but about 10 more inches in central Kentucky overnight tonight. On into tomorrow, the stuff is just not going to stop coming down from the sky. This is our satellite picture this evening. Low pressure system to the southwest of us, a lot of cloud cover across Kentucky, and that low is going to slowly drift up to the north and to the east overnight, come across the state, and then pass into the Virginias, and then we'll be on the back end of the low and continue to get snow. Then some cooler Canadian air will filter in and colder temperatures, but we're more concerned with the snow right now and the accumulation. Currently, this is what it looks like. We have an upper-level disturbance across Kentucky. There's that low. These two will combine together overnight tonight and continue to give us snowfall, heavier and heavier amounts overnight tonight. Now, we had light snowfall throughout the day today. This morning, it actually ended. We had an accumulation measurement of about 1 inch this morning when we all woke up, and then things died down, and then around noontime, the snow picked up again. The last couple of weeks, we've seen some wimpy snowfalls. We've been expecting a little bit more. It never really happened. Well, now it's in living color across the bluegrass. By tomorrow, and the current temperatures look like this. 20 degrees right now in Lexington, 24 in Jackson. Somerset has 23. Folks down in southeastern Kentucky are dealing with fog as well as snow. So if you can, try to stay indoors tonight. Bundle up, get those long johns on, some flannels. Flannel sheets are good, too. Those are nice and warm. 19 degrees now in Covington. I'm losing my eyesight. Let's take a look at our forecast for you. For tomorrow morning, we'll be down in the low 20s. We've been in the 20s all day. Our high was only 23 degrees. The low, we're at it right now, 20. We could get below 20 over the next couple of hours. That low that began down in Louisiana will now move across to the south of us, be moving through northern Mississippi and Alabama, snow wrapping around behind it. Then, if you have some friends down in Georgia, in northern Georgia, they're going to get a mix of freezing rain, sleet, and some snow flurries down to southern Georgia and parts of Florida. all in association with this low pressure system. Because it's much warmer down there, they're just going to get isolated thunderstorms and scattered rain showers. And we do have a warm front that's going to be moving on through the Carolinas. Brad has an update. Let's see, 4.7 inches of snow now officially on the ground here in Lexington, and guess what? More to come. Here's a look at by tomorrow. This is what it looks like. 6 to 8 inches in northern Kentucky, 10 to 14 here in Lexington, central Kentucky, and all you folks down in southeastern Kentucky will be hardest hit by the snow. But lots of stuff for good snowballs. 18 to 24 inches in southeastern Kentucky, and the warning is in effect all night tonight. Going on into tomorrow night, looks like the things will taper off. Here's a look at the forecast for you. For tonight, snow will be heavy at times. 20 degrees for an overnight low tonight. For tomorrow, the snow will continue, so it looks like accumulations will be about 1.5 feet in southeastern Kentucky. 22 for a forecasted high, so not much change in the temperatures over the next 24 hours. Tomorrow night, overnight low of 15 degrees. The cool Canadian air will begin to settle on in tomorrow night. We'll be down into the single digits for overnight lows within 72 hours, and the total accumulation between 10 and 14 inches for Lexington. Oh boy, hard to believe. It's the first time I've seen it here since I've been here. Okay, the 5-day forecast for tomorrow, scattered snow flurries continuing, heavy at times, 22 for a high. For Monday, the snow should end. A lot of people will celebrate that. For a high, 25, and a morning low in the teens. Tuesday and Wednesday back into the 30s, and then by Thursday, John and Sky will have a mix of snow and freezing rain, but that's later in the week. Let's see if we can get through this weekend and get Kim Dantzler out there to make another snow angel, right?
That's right. It's hard to believe only 4.7 inches out there. We have a lot more forecasts. I don't know that I've ever seen that much snow before.
Oh, just wait, folks. We haven't seen anything yet the way they're talking. We'll have more coming up. We're into our news time right now. We're going to continue right on here. We've been going with you since 2 o'clock this afternoon. We'll continue to give you storm coverage.
Furniture World says pucker up and kiss 95 goodbye. Right now at Furniture World, find lip-smacking deals on furniture and mattresses. Plus, buy with no money down, no finance charges, and no payments till spring 97 with approved credit. So get to Furniture World now, Eastland Shopping Center, Lexington, and Maysville Road, Mount Sterling. And kiss 95 goodbye.
Today at Car Stereo Warehouse.
Buy car stereo, speakers,
accessories, and more
for just $10 down
and $10 a month.
Only at Car Stereo Warehouse.
Stop feeling worthless. Stop spending all day in bed. Stop avoiding my friends. Stop crying for no reason. Stop thinking about death.
It's a new year. Time to take control.
Get help. Get help. Get
If you suffer from depression, call Charter Hospital at 1-800-CHARTER. If you don't get help at Charter, please get help somewhere.
Need cash? Borrow up to 100% of the value of your home. Preferred Credit can help. Call today, 224-9538.
You're watching News Channel 36.
And welcome. I'm Sky Yancey here
and
with my cohort.
I'm John Lindgren.
We have been here since 2 o'clock this afternoon giving you updates on this winter storm as the snow continues to fall, updates on cancellations, and of course talking to police and different authorities telling people to stay off the roads. And we've been going to Bob Hensley live at Kroger at Man o' War in Richmond Road, and we know that people have not been staying home. They've been going out and building or stocking up on supplies and
need some food.
Getting out and getting the videos or whatever it is they want to get before they might get stuck in for the next couple of days since we're going to get so much snow. If you do have to get out, here are some driving tips. We keep reminding you. Of course, it seems to be like we should not have to repeat it all the time, but people are still going to head out, and they need to just keep these things in mind.
That's
Remain
right.
calm if you head out.
And remember, too, again, slow down when you're out there. We've all been seeing, many of you have been out in it. You know that you have to slow down, but there are certain individuals who feel like it doesn't pertain to them. You do need to drive slowly.
And clear the snow from your vehicle if it's been sitting out for any length of time. It's already got a couple inches of snow on it, and try to clear the snow as much as you can from all angles of the vehicle, including the taillights, you're saying.
Yes.
It's hard to be able to see in front of you and whether or not the taillights are on for the car in front of you if you haven't cleared that snow away.
A couple of other tips there. Avoid hard acceleration. Remember, anytime you're trying to move Sometimes you want to just floor the thing, and that's not the way to do it. You want to just put down on the gas pedal very softly, like you've got an egg between your foot and that gas pedal, and do it as softly as you can to see if you can get some traction without spinning the wheels.
And increase the following distance between you and the car in front of you. But, you know, you're talking about, I've never really driven in the snow. You all kid me because I've got such a little car and I get stuck in the snow every now and then. But you have grown up with this sort of snow.
Well, it is different. You know, when you grow up, I grew up in Iowa, Minnesota, and Chicago, so it is kind of a different thing. But the difference down here is that a lot of times we get ice before we get the snow, whereas up there, basically, once it gets cold up there, it's just pure snow. So you do learn to adjust to it and drive in it.
All right.
Yeah. Well, Bob Hensley is out in the snow, speaking of snow.
He's been out all afternoon.
On Man of War Boulevard and Richmond Road, out in front of Kroger. Anything to eat yet, Bob?
Well, we had a nice lunch thanks to Kenny Rice and his sister Carol, but Paul and I are about ready for dinner now. But apparently the traffic out here is dropped off considerably. Apparently people becoming more concerned now about getting around than they are getting bread and milk. The driving has become so treacherous. In fact, you know, one of the reasons we came out here was because we wanted to be around a lot of people, and this was a shopping area close to the station. The other was we didn't want to get too far from the station because we wanted to make sure we could get back, and given how slick it is out now, we're not so sure. So, John Sky, listen carefully. Paul and I are going to be coming back. We're going Richmond Road to Man of War Boulevard to the station. If we're not there in an hour, send out a search party, because all kidding aside, it is getting very slick out tonight, and if you have to venture out, take the advice that you just heated a couple of minutes ago. Drive extremely slowly, drive defensively.
Well, Bob, I noticed they've been doing real well at keeping the lot open there for the people. A lot of customers going in and out of there.
It's been very busy here today. A lot of people, you know, as the forecast became more ominous and more ominous, a lot of people wanted to get out and get the foodstuffs to make sure they could make it through the weekend. And it was very crowded here. When we first got here, it was extremely crowded. As we mentioned, it was difficult to find even a place to park or a shopping cart to do your grocery shopping with. But now it's just a trickle of folks compared to the way it was a few hours ago. And as I said, people are now more concerned about just getting home in one piece than they are as to whether or not they have something in the refrigerator.
Speaking of shopping carts, look to your left there. Are those two guys going to be able to get that whole train of carts
over
up, you
here?
think?
I think they're...
They might be stuck. They might need a snowplow to get them out.
These fellas have earned their pay today, no question about it. They've got it down to a science now. You know, they know exactly how many carts they can push on this treacherous terrain, and what they do is they work in the buddy system, and they use the law of physics to get this train going. Now, the key is, of course, getting it to stop, and there have been a couple of close calls, but no, they've done a great job out here today keeping all the customers supplied with grocery carts.
Looks like
and
look at that.
There they go.
A long caterpillar.
See? They've got it down to a science.
Oh, beautifully done.
I don't know that I've ever seen that on live television before, Kenny.
Bob.
You
you saw it here first. But this is teamwork personified. They look like the Kentucky Wildcats there.
Look at
Whoa,
that.
A little bit of...
Whoa, easy now. Just don't put it through the window.
There they got the straw boss out there, and he's directing everybody and decides that they ought to disengage here and break it down into shifts. But
this is live television at its best, Bob.
It's amazing how you can improvise when you have to.
Well, thank you for the update from over there on Man of War and Richmond Road.
Hope you can warm up for a little while. I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon.
We've got Glenn Crawford from Georgetown's on the phone right now, and I understand, Glenn, you have just returned from Louisville. Is that right?
Yes, it is, John. The roads are very bad. Coming from Louisville, I left about 4:30, and as I was coming down 64 East, I noticed several vehicles that were off the side of the road. That's because they were speeding and whatnot. If you were cruising like 35 miles per hour, we had no problem getting through. It seemed like from Frankfort on to Georgetown, the roads were like bad. Pulled off to the rest area there, that's like maybe 1.5 feet of snow. And it's just really bad out there. I just wanted the folks to just slow down and take it easy.
Glenn, how long did it take you to get from Louisville to Georgetown today?
It's about 2 hours. 2 hours.
And you were driving about what speed, average?
35 miles per hour, John.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did you consider staying in Louisville tonight if you were a little bit concerned about the roads? You just had to get home to Georgetown?
Yes, I'm in the National Guard, and we were thinking about it, but they canceled drill, so everyone decided to come on home. And our commander just said, everybody take it easy, and you'll make it home all right, and we did.
Well, glad you made it home. Thanks so much for checking in with us and telling us to stay off the roads on the interstate between here and Louisville anyway.
Okay, thank you, Sky and John.
Glenn Crawford from Georgetown, appreciate that call. Susan Parsons
Yes.
now, down at Heritage Hall
Yes.
and Rupp Arena. She's been
Arena.
in and out all afternoon. Let's see where she
Oh,
is.
she's inside there. They are
Oh,
warming
really
up. They are warming up, and so are you.
I am. You know, this is where it's beginning to pay off. For 5.5 hours, I stood outside Rupp Arena, and